Hello, everyone, and welcome to the UGASports Watch Along show presented by Bud Light Seltzer and Athens Ford. This is Jim Donnan, the College Football Hall of Famer and former Georgia Bulldogs head coach. I'm Dayne Young from UGAsports.com, and in today for Riding the Bull Seat, we have Brent Rollins from Pro Football Focus, my co-author on Film Don't Lie. Coach, it's Georgia versus South Carolina. I heard someone call it the Bo Bowl.
Yeah, that's a good one to call it, but certainly going to be a little late starting because of the overflow of the Ole Miss Mississippi State game. Congratulations, Mississippi State. But we're going to, people don't realize, last year we lost just kind of a funky game, but the last 10 years it's 5-5. South Carolina has won 5 against us, so it's not like we got some kind of dominance over them, although over the, last 50 years we have. But certainly new coach, Mike Bobo, played for me. Kirby, of course, played for me. So a lot of emotions here tonight, and senior night right there in Williams-Brice for a lot of kids. Last game at home, and but we'll see how the Dogs come back after a big win last week. And Matt Stinchcomb, another guy, played for me, left tackle. So got a lot of guys with Georgia ties involved in this game. One's broadcasting, one's head coach of the other team, and then, of course, the head coach of the Dogs. Saw today that he had 3 sacks against South Carolina in his freshman year.
Wow.
That was unbelievable. That you don't usually see a DB do all that, do you, Brent?
No, not at all. I did not know that.
Yeah, our man Patrick Garvin, he comes up with that's one thing you need to do on this Rivals network. They got so many things going on, I can't even read them all. But and we'll have a lot of people talking about the game during the game. If you got some questions, these guys are great on the computer. They'll tell me what to try to answer, and of course we'll try to give you a good situation. Appreciate our guys from Bud Light and Athens Ford helping us out. And here's the deal. You got to tell them how they're going to watch the game and listen to us, would you, Dane?
Yeah, so what we're going to do is every so often we'll call out the game time. So the time on the clock in the quarter during the game. That'll kind of give you a cue how you can sync that up with your TV. If you want to turn off the volume on the TV and listen to us, or if you want to do both, however you choose to do that, my recommendation is to pause your TV to align it to what we're saying, because we're probably going to be 20 to 30 seconds behind what you're seeing on your TV, which right now we're seeing Karis Jackson get set to take the kickoff. Georgia gets the football first.
And really, after last week, the success that you had in the passing game with JT Daniels, and now it's his second week, can you become a truly efficient offense in both areas this week? Ooh, a little pooch kick to start.
And
take that thing out of bounds.
Out of bounds.
It's -1, kicker.
Good field position starting out. You made a good point there. Everybody's been bagging on us about the running game, but I think the big thing tonight is just take what they give you. I mean, they got a depleted secondary, kind of like what we saw last week with Mississippi State. A pretty good front now. They got some big boys, but they don't do as much movement up front, do they, Brent, as Mississippi State.
No, and they don't. And you're going to see a little more traditional defense versus what you saw a week ago. And look, they keep showing Daniels. Does he look different this week? Look more confident now that he's gotten that first game over that sort of first game hump?
Come out with formation into the boundary here.
Trey McKitty in motion, and then back pulling around a block on the backside.
Split zone.
You're going to see Georgia try to reestablish the run in this game, because South Carolina is not going to play quite as aggressive, I don't think, as Mississippi State did against the run.
And the tempo too. The tempo is one of those things this week. Because you might maybe have the ball more, get some stops, and not have them control the clock like Mississippi State did. A little more tempo this week.
2nd and 6, 14:30.
I like this. Good block by George Pickens out there on Burton. You got to make the first down, Burton. Don't be backing up.
14-20, 14-19.
That's a really good job by George Pickens on the perimeter there.
Which,
just
his return last week, blocking was a struggle for him, so it's good to see.
Just got to be aware, though, where the sticks are there. Don't try to make something that's not there, and that's something they'll learn. They'll coach him up on it. But You talk about something that would get this team riled up. If they could get a stop here against Georgia, we're going to run the power play to the left.
60.
I like it.
Some severe power. Who's coming in with the extra jersey there at 60?
Mike Bobo would have to love seeing
It
that.
might have been Webb in there.
Yeah, I think of Clay Webb. Is that him? Yeah.
You guys need to listen to us. Don't listen to Matt Stinchcomb. He's an offensive lineman.
He never played fullback, did he?
Yep. Big first down there.
All right,
They
13-28.
can't play our slot like this. I know that.
Love the shot play.
Trey McKitty.
Nice way to make somebody miss.
Really good call there. Made it look like we were running a quick toss, which has been a good play for us this year. And, they just can't line up like that on the slot. Way to hit him in stride, JT.
It's amazing how simple the game is sometimes. Just hit the wide open guy. Hit the wide open guy and put it on his chest.
13 minutes, 12:59.
Good cut.
Good play on first down.
Going to be about the 6.5-yard line for 2nd and goal.
For most teams, this would be a running down, but Todd Monken likes to throw the ball on 2nd and 6.
Likes to throw it in the red zone, too.
Yeah, I hope he goes on and runs it here. I think we can power it in. But if he throws it for a touchdown, it's okay. But be alert for some kind of play action here. We got double slots here with 2 tights. Throwing the fade to Pickens.
Little overthrown there. I say little. That was
a lot.
That's just a wasted play to me.
Well, what's interesting is one of the things that we did a while back at PFF, maybe about a summer or two ago, looked at all the fades and looked just the efficiency of it. It's less than a coin flip.
wow.
Yeah, I mean,
Less than a coin flip in terms of efficiency.
throw the fade stop or something like that.
Yeah, back shoulder.
But, hey, with this football team, run the ball 2nd and 6, run the ball. And we did the same thing at Kentucky, 2nd and 1.
McKitty in motion. James Cook in the backfield on 3rd down.
Turn it up.
Nice stretch. Give it to him.
They're going to say it's half a yard line.
I thought he got there.
I can see us going power set right here.
Same thing they just did a little bit
I
a
can
moment
see
ago to
them
get the 3rd
reviewing
down.
this.
Tight ends already caught twice as many as he has all season.
That's a
almost.
touchdown.
That is
Yeah.
a touchdown.
That's a
Review
touchdown.
it.
That would be Trey McKitty's first touchdown.
Call down and review it.
Unless I'm missing one.
Did he? Under review.
All right,
Okay, yeah,
under
that's a
review.
touchdown. That should be a touchdown.
Good play by McKitty to
Yeah.
know where the pylon is, keep his balance, hold on
About
to
the 3rd time this year we've had a guy dive. We saw our quarterback do it against Arkansas for a 2-point play, and that's just a great move there.
Great job holding the ball. Because it's his inside arm. I mean, a lot of times that can get punched out. Good job holding on to it.
One of the things we try to do, we try to help you with everything watching the game, and we're certainly not being critical when we say, hey, 2nd and 6 is a passing down for Monken, but that's a pro mentality. That's the way they look at it compared to the college game. College game looks at, you got 3 downs to make 6 yards. That's 2 yards a down, but pro football, that's a passing down, isn't it, Brent?
Yeah, and there's the more and more data that we accumulate and look at just efficiency, especially now 2nd and 6 is a little different. Once you get to 2nd, 7, 2nd and 8, true 2nd and long, running the ball. There you go, touchdown.
Touchdown,
as
Georgia.
it should have been in the first place. Good
That's
for McKitty.
That's got to be really very rewarding for McKitty. We saw some of his athleticism running down the seam there. I mean, we got to keep that kind of stuff going this year.
When you think about it, he sort of hurt early, didn't really get a chance to show what truly has been.
He had missed all the camp there with his knee, and had slight.
2 targets on the opening drive. He had 6 coming into the game. As I was looking, and it wasn't many.
He had 6 for the year. I like when you come up with stuff like that. So
That's a good start, Coach.
and so what are we? 3 out of 4 tonight. So threw one to Burton, threw one to Pickens, incomplete, and then 3 out of 4.
Yep. 2 to McKitty.
We don't need to do anything else if they're going to line up in a slot like that. I mean, you got 3 receivers over here, and they got 2 guys off the ball that much. They just can't cover you down the middle, and they can't cover you in the slot.
Numbers, angles, and grass. You got the numbers and you got grass out there. Go to it all day, every day.
And Coach, I know one thing you like to see there is how in control JT Daniels was with the offense. Considering this is his only second start, so getting people where they need to be, knowing where they're going to be, that's so crucial.
Yeah, and talking to some of the people around the butt smear and all, I mean, just like you can imagine the chip off his, I mean, just not the chip on his shoulder, just the relief on his shoulders, knowing that he started out with such a big game, his first game here as a Dog, and the players got that sense of, hey, we got us a guy that can get the ball down the field consistently. We saw it today against Auburn. You can see what you can do with a really good passer, just like what Bennett did against Auburn when we played them. I mean, they ripped them up throwing the ball. We had Jackson catch 10, but we had the good running game too against them. But since the Alabama game, first half, we've just not gotten near as much production out of the quarterback situation. And today was just, tonight's what we got to do. Just don't get too cocky here. Here's going to be the new thing for everybody to be looking. Our defense is going to play against a conventional offense, 21 personnel, 2 backs. I mean, we're going to see the old in the phone booth type situation where they got, guys running the ball in between running 56 and 57 power, toss sweep. And like you mentioned, Brent, that Harris kid from you looked it up, from right here in the state has been a fantastic back for South Carolina, hadn't he? But they're coming out with a new quarterback tonight, Luke Doty, 4-star kid out of Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, who really is going to be a different type element for him with the run-pass option that he presents.
Truly more dual threat. I think I saw, I think I saw Doty had 5 scrambles and like 30 dropbacks, whereas Colin Hill had 6 scrambles and about 160 dropbacks. So you definitely got someone with a little more ability with their legs in this game.
Let's watch out here on this kickoff. If you're undermanned, you can maybe try a reverse on the kickoff or double pass or something here. But hopefully, Camardo just knock it through the end zone. We're offside there.
Ball's up in the air, and it is a return for South Carolina.
Great job.
So Adam Anderson with the tackle there.
Yeah.
Highest graded special teams player in the conference.
He should be with those arms.
Him and Channing Tindall, top 2.
Judy, you guys want to come over here for a little airtime? Got my grandchildren in here. Are they going to come over here and do a cameo and call a few plays for us?
They could probably do better than some of us sometimes. All right, Luke Doty's in. For the home state kind of rep here for South Carolina, this is big for Doty. I mean, you're looking at a couple guys in recent memory that don't have as many ties to South Carolina. And
is this the deal where we were offside on this kickoff? Is that what's happening?
I don't think they called it. I didn't see if they did.
What's he doing on the sideline then?
Must have. There's Connor Shaw. He got promoted to an on-the-field role when Muschamp got
You're right, Coach.
Yep.
I missed some things, but not a lot. Kirby's going to be chewing some bud on this.
Because that was a great coverage.
Well, now just put it through the end zone. Put as good a leg on as you can now.
You can't ever be offside on the kickoff. I mean, particularly the guy standing right to his left. He sees it.
All right, second kickoff's up in the air after the penalty.
Thunderfoot.
And he boots it through the end zone.
But still, it ends up being about a 10-yard penalty, doesn't it? Where did they have the ball, Brent?
It was going to be about a 9.
Yeah, it's about a 10-yard gain.
I look for us to really come after this kid. The people we got to be ready for is our end men on the line. Our defensive ends, on the zone read keep and the quarterback runs. And quarterback draw. This kid's very athletic. I liked him out of high school. I remember looking at the tape. Kirby showed it to me. I mean, he's a...
All right, 11:57 on the clock. The clock was moving, and it shouldn't have been. I think that's where they're stopping this.
So just to go to show how much of a difference week to week, Georgia actually in its traditional base 3-4 defense.
Yeah.
With 3 down linemen, 2 outside backers, 2 inside backers on play 1 versus last week where you were in dime basically the entire game.
Yeah.
Hey, Coach, while they fix the clock, here's a quick kind of football question for you. Lump Dog wants to know, how many Georgia Bulldog ornaments are allowed on a standard 9-foot Christmas tree? Is there such a thing as too many?
Ornaments?
Yeah.
Can't have too many as long as he doesn't turn it over. You get the turnover thing?
Yeah, I love it.
You can't drop them.
All right, 12:05, first quarter.
Oh, yeah. Attack the line of scrimmage.
It's going to be about a half-yard loss. Clock's moving at 11:57, 11:56 if you're pairing up with
We had big Jordan
broadcast.
Davis warm up tonight. I don't know if they're going to use him, but at least he made the trip. So he would be a guy we could use inside, particularly down the stretch here.
Yeah, right
With
now,
Power Reed.
right now it's Devontae Wyatt and Jalen Carter.
Great tackle there in open field. Chris Smith, Johnson running with him.
Smith has played well in his two starts for Richard LeCount.
Jermaine Johnson has come back well from his injury, too.
Look at the guns on that guy. Come on, man. Look at those guns. He's supposed to be a running back, not a linebacker.
Very Chubb-esque with the look there.
Oh, he
in
looks
terms of-
like Nick.
with the arms.
11:10, first quarter. Could be a hold on Ojulari that didn't call
You
it.
got to make the play, attaboy. Mike came out, Mike Bobo calling the plays there, faked the counter, and then tried to get on the perimeter. But I tell you, Jalen Carter, not many freshman D linemen in the country like him. A really good job of Large getting off the block.
Keep him contained.
Look at that guy close. I mean, this kid's going to be sore tomorrow morning, I promise you.
It's when you
This
got
is something that we can watch for tonight. Is special teams when your team's depleted. How many good players are using on that? We could have a shot at some returns of these guys. Ooh, good play.
almost. I
There's
think he
a
got blocked in the
flag.
back a little bit too.
Well, we've had
Mr. Landers.
two penalties on kicking game already now, and I know Kirby's going to be all over that.
You know, I think one thing that impacted South Carolina's play calling there is Shi Smith is such a big piece of what they do, and he's most likely not going to play in tonight's game because of injury.
Yeah, you might explain who he is.
Yeah, Shi Smith, receiver for South Carolina, their go-to guy, I would say.
Beyond that, massively that.
Almost their only viable receiver if you just go by targets and receptions. Brent, how big of a piece of their game plan is he typically?
I think the next highest four on the roster, or next highest four in the roster, don't have as many targets as he does. If you combine them, 54 receptions coming into the game. He is definitely.
He's an NFL guy for sure.
Yeah, they're lone true playmaker on the outside, and this is, in terms of comfort, when you think about a defense, what you're used to and what you're used to seeing against in practice, what you're used to doing. Last week was completely different. This week, more back in their comfort zone, and I think you're going to see a defense that, to the point where I don't know how long Doty lasts in this game if South Carolina's defense can't slow us down, because they're going to have to start throwing the ball, and it's obvious even on that first drive that
he's having trouble getting his zone reads and things like that working. They'll go to Hill to throw the ball, I would think. They went to him last week as a change-up because they couldn't protect, and they needed a mobile quarterback.
Right.
But
when what you saw from Ojulari there on third down, it's rush with discipline, keeping him inside what it was a little outside the pocket still, but keeping him contained. Don't let him break contain to where he can truly hurt you on the edge.
So tell us again, who's bringing this game to us back there, Dayne?
Yeah, so Bud Light Seltzer has been our season-long sponsor, and just can't thank Leon Farmer and his team enough for supporting what we do and supporting our website at UGASports.com. Since we started this watch-along show last year, it was the South Carolina game was our first time doing this. And
No, don't even bring that up.
and
One
Leon,
year.
he hung with us through that and still sponsoring what we do. So, Bud Light Seltzer, they've got this great variety pack remix edition with the pineapple, cranberry, grapefruit, strawberry. In their original pack, they have the strawberry, the mango, the lemon lime, the black cherry. There's no aftertaste, 5% alcohol, only 100 calories. So if you want to get your game day fix and not feel sluggish after, you can't do better than the Bud Light Seltzer.
Yeah, and Athens Ford, our man Roddy always gives us all the update on Athens Ford, but they got a lot of good things going on in the community, particularly helping the young kids with gifts. Which I really think is a big deal around Christmas time. So we appreciate Athens Ford and what they do for the Athens community. They can give you some good deals on not only new cars but used. They got a tremendous line of used cars in there. Now here's where we just don't need to get greedy here. Just take what they give us. I'd like to see us stay in that same formation, same grouping here. But for some reason we don't have McKitty in there. Very good. Burma Road.
Like a foul move.
A little bit of push there.
That looked like one of my blocks by my son-in-law who played for me at Oklahoma. He'd just line up there and Burma Road him all the way down the field.
And he had those Trey Hill thighs.
Yeah, he's in here. I don't know about that, but high draft choice for the Dolphins. Great player, great husband, and father too.
9:50 on the game clock, 9:49. Handoff to James Cook, right side. Big hole.
Say goodnight, Gracie. Say goodnight.
Trey Hill, absolutely beyond impressive right there.
Hey Brent, text me that one for Film Don't Lie.
Yes, that would be a definitive Film Don't Lie one because
let's watch it again. I think Trey Hill's on the
pulled, and then right there got one and then peeled off on the second guy
on a good block. Glad to see Cook get the ball in the open field. He showed you some of his speed. Just be patient here. I could see us throwing the ball deep to Pickens right here. Just wasted down there.
What blitz?
Just ran the ball for 50 yards.
So it's going to be second down after the sack of JT Daniels.
Outside pressure, you got to see that on play action pass, JT. You got to expect that kind of pressure on first down, don't you, Brent, in the red zone?
Especially when you run the same personnel and the same formation that you did just a little bit ago. Same action, 2 plays prior.
All right, George.
That's another accurate
He's going to
pass.
catch it all day.
Give him a chance. Give your receivers a chance to make plays.
George got him some different kind of socks on tonight. Looked like he's trying to be angular there. You just can't knock this talent right here. Look at this guy.
Getting held. Still.
Put it up there and let him catch it. Good follow through too by JT. I know you were talking about him using his body more. Please run it here. We got McIntosh in there now.
He was in there 2 plays ago on the sack.
Not much movement there, but that's okay. Trey McKitty, get him back in the game. I like 12 against these guys, don't you, Brent?
I mean, based on what we've seen thus far, yes.
Got the same starting lineup we normally have at right tackle: McClendon, Cleveland, Hill, Schaefer, and Salyer at left tackle. We got 11 personnel in the game now.
Same thing. Quick throw.
On 2nd and 7, quick throw to Pickens. It's going to be a first down.
I don't think he got the first. There's the thing for all you receivers: never break back to the inside. That's where everybody's coming from. Give them the move to the end and go back out. I like to see this power set again. Very efficient team right now. running in, throwing the ball, except we had one lost yardage play and a couple penalties. But here it is. Going to run the quick count, but this referee not going to let them.
3rd and 1. Zamir White.
Student body left, basically.
He's got it. Got to get upfield quick on that, and he did.
Yeah, I like the quick count, too. Make him adjust. 93 wants to come out. He's giving the Dean Smith signal there where he's holding his hand up. Means he's
Especially
tired.
in short yardage where you got D linemen who are ready to tee off, and even got coaches in their ear, hey, watch the ball, count type thing. Quick counts, very effective in short yardage.
6:40 in the first quarter, 6:39.
We can't run a hurry up if we're subs and letting them sub, though. That's
Split zone.
Not much there. Maybe a 2-yard gain.
the one thing you brought up in your write-ups last week, Brent. Just talk to the fans about how much it limits your offense without the threat of a quarterback run, even though we're running the ball fairly well on these guys. But tell us what happens on the backside.
I mean, your backside pursuit is always there. Your linebackers flow to have directional flow. No second thoughts about where it is the ball is going or any sort of keep. No true just threat at that position makes a big deal. It helps your running game. Look at when it started. When you thought about when the spread offense started, it was really more spread to run with Rich Rod at West Virginia, with Pat White at quarterback. I mean, that was, and even before then at Clemson, with Dantzler. It was when you have a true running threat at the quarterback position, it makes you so multiple and such a threat everywhere.
But in our case, we need the passer more. We do the runner.
100%. 100%.
So I know I'd rather see us be able to throw the ball down the field, but we're going to see some instances there where I think JT's going to get a couple walk-ins where they don't even worry about him. We got Cook in here now. Could be running some kind of flare.
5:58. There's toss
That's
left.
Easy money.
Jamari Salyer was there to get him to the back of the end zone if he wanted to. Touchdown, Georgia.
James Cook's got to be fired up. I mean, just how many yards on that for him in those 2 carries?
The first one was a big chunk play.
You like your lineman to be able to go out. That's a good job by Burton, too.
Yeah, good job of pulling off his block as well. You saw there he was kind of up with hands around, and he let go of that block when he was in the end zone.
49 yards, Coach. It was 44 in the first and 5 on the second.
Yeah.
So after Mississippi State, when Georgia could barely run the ball, we're halfway through the first quarter, a little bit more, and Georgia has 73 yards rushing.
A lot of it has to do with, D-line. They just don't have the players right now. I mean, they got a few of them, but when your secondary is so depleted, they lost 3 starters that opted out. It just makes it so difficult to call a scheme that, you run support, you got to be moving around up front, and that's not new that's not their style. They don't like to do that. And they got caught right there, just got hooked, didn't they, Brent? I mean, a little bit, we run that toss play a couple times, and one time we faked it and hit the guy down the perimeter. But what it does is it lets you zone block, but we had a tight wing there, and maybe if they show it again, Burton had his initial block, and then he came off and stayed on the guy, but make sure he didn't hold him. But what was so good about that was you usually don't see a wide receiver engage a guy that high. They usually put their head down, and a very good technique taught by Coach Hankton to just occupy the guy and let a quick person like Cook just dance into the end zone. I mean, that was a walk-in.
Our man, Dave McMahon, first rushing touchdown by someone other than Zamir White this season.
Well, we got to break the trend here. We got to keep stats going there. I'm glad to see he's got it rolling.
Well, what you've seen in 2 drives, what you want to see. Efficiency, like massive efficiency for the most part, other than the negative play on the sack, and a few sort of small gains in the running game, but where you're getting 6-7 yards a pop. Your passing game is efficient and sort of combination of explosive with the play to McKitty and then a bigger gain down the outside the numbers to Pickens. And that's in a game like this. That's what you want to see. You want to see you're the more talented team. Go dominate.
And what I like about, as far as a tape that you can teach on to JT, is after a big play, particularly that gets into the red zone, the other team's going to do something to stop you, to get you off your you're down in distance. So you got to anticipate some kind of outside pressure. And we had a play action pass call. If he had looked at the perimeter and seen the secondary like he should have, he could have checked off to either a run or some kind of quick pass. But he'll see that, and that's going to help him. And sometimes you need things like bad plays like that to help you in the learning process, as long as you win the game. You know what I mean? But you always coach a quarterback to, before the game, we used to walk up and down the hash marks and just go over what's going to happen, where you are on the field, and what to be thinking about. Okay, we've just hit this. What do you expect here? Well, they're either going to bring a corner blitz or they're going to bring some kind of inside pressure. And that's in your mind right now when you get there, and just walk down the field. That's what you can do with your junior high guys here next year. That'll give you something.
I like that. I like that. Walk the hash marks before the game.
Walk down one sideline and come back to the next, right when you get off the bus.
All right, Georgia kicks off with a 14-0 lead. 5:52 here in the first quarter. It does go through the end zone, so South Carolina will get the touchback.
Just a nightmare start for South Carolina. They've run 3 plays offensively, and now they got to come out and try to make something happen. And they're going against a defense that really got chewed up last week. And I'm sure Coach Smart and Coach Lanning have been working them hard to say, look, hey, let's shut these guys down.
And with an offense, too, that's not necessarily equipped to come from behind. I mean, it has scored some points on a few teams this year, but I see it being a tough road to hoe.
This is what you're going to see all night, and that's the way to come up there, Scene.
Luke Doty runs to his left. Not much of a game because of Lewis Scene. I thought coming into this game, South Carolina would try to do what Kentucky did and really try to shorten the game, extend some drives, and just give Georgia very few possessions. Hard to do that when you're already down 14 points.
And the other thing is, too, everybody just got to stay in your lanes and play your position. Just like the last play, Scene, he's responsible for the quarterback outside. If you're the end, you don't need to slam down from the backside against these guys. Hey, let everybody step the line of scrimmage. And I like that play by Mike Bobo there. Get the young quarterback, get a completion, and get rolling here. 3rd and 2, very manageable.
5:06 on the game clock. 5:05, 5:04, 5:03.
Could be jet sweep.
Yep. Keep it. Oh, right into it. Great play.
Jalen Carter?
Yep. Now beat Mr. Carter.
That
guy right there.
That guy.
People got on me last year by getting so excited when we had him committed. Maybe you understand why.
He didn't even get touched.
This guy right here, like Jerome Brown, played for Miami and played for Philadelphia Eagles. Unfortunately, passed away at an early age, but one of the best D linemen that I ever coached against.
And would have been able to play the jet sweep right there. He came off of it when he saw the kid didn't have the ball.
Another 3-and-out for South Carolina. It's a punt that is taken at the 21-yard line. That's where Georgia will begin its next possession. Coach James Moore says that he's a big fan and he wants a shout-out from you.
James Moore is a big fan of
you.
Well, that's good. I hadn't got many of those lately. Hey, James Moore, you're the man. Hey, appreciate it.
He also says that
I love you, James. You're my favorite.
He said that he's happy.
Come on over. We'll give you some your pie.
He's happy that the Dogs finally have a balanced offense again, he says.
Well, it's been a long time coming here. I mean, almost since the Auburn game when we really looked this good.
All right, running on first down. Tough running from Zamir White.
Yep, yards after contact.
There's something about a back when he gets, like last week, he's beating his head against the wall to get to the line of scrimmage, but he sees a little daylight now. Guy's hard to bring down when he just gets a full head of steam, and I know he's right up there as far as breaking tackles in the league. We're coming back with McKitty in here, and looks like they got an injured player. You hate that as bad as they're outmanned at this point.
Looks like an ankle. George Pickens was upset that the momentum got stopped there. I think he liked the formation he was seeing and was expecting a pass his way.
Yeah. You know, one of the other things that's involved in this game, Clint Haggard is the trainer, the head trainer for the University of South Carolina Gamecocks. He was actually a student trainer when I was the coach here and moved up under Ron Corson, who's in the Hall of Fame for trainers in the United States. And Clint worked his way up and is now the head trainer at University of South Carolina and really does a good job.
They've both been busy. First down, Georgia on Zamir White run. 4 minutes on the game clock. 3:59.
I tell you, you know who the happiest guys in the stadium are right now? Beside Kirby Smart and his wife? The offensive line, so everybody's off their ass now after last week. They're just glad to, hey, we can still block. We didn't fall apart, you know.
A couple of these guys are able to make a little NFL money with some more good game tape. I look at a guy like Ben Cleveland that's had a really good year.
Good cut.
And on cue, run right behind Ben Cleveland.
Yes. Worked out. Good cut by Kenny McIntosh right there, too.
Right now, we're on the MASH patrol here. We've used 3 backs to this point, 3 tight ends. There's big Darnell Washington. Finish your block, Darnell. Your guy came off and made a tackle. But based on the game right now, we're probably going to see Monken light one up here. Some kind of play action. Crossing.
3:09 on the game clock. 3:08, 3:07 if you're syncing with your television.
Probably
handoff.
Again, another good cut.
Say goodnight, Gracie.
Kenny McIntosh.
Roddy, I promise you, Roddy's over there right now saying, why don't we play him more? I mean, it's hard to play him when you got Cook just went down the field. And we're just gashing these guys. And, you know, I feel bad for them because they really had a pretty good team going. And they beat Auburn. I mean, if you're Auburn right now, you're looking at this and say, how did we lose to these guys? But it's not the same team. They're very much depleted.
Especially in the secondary.
I think most Georgia fans will tell you after last year, don't feel bad for anything in Garnett.
Touchdown.
Zamir White, was he touched? I don't think he was touched.
No, I don't know that he was.
Maybe by a fly or something.
I mean, maybe a hand reaching out trying to, but other than that, no.
The wind off of the hand.
That's the 9th rated team in the country right now. People want to know why they're rated 9th. Of course, a lot of teams be. You know, Kirby made a good point, though, about playing in this conference. But I've seen a lot of teams today that I feel like should be rated up there over some of these teams, and particularly one out in Oklahoma didn't play today. But I guarantee you they could play with a lot of these teams.
So Georgia takes a 21-0 lead.
And I'm not talking about Oklahoma State either.
2:23 left in the first. Could not ask for a better start from Georgia.
All these backs are getting their mouth watering here. Who did we have for the mouth watering people for this game? Do you remember? I had JT Daniels last week. Who did I have this week? Did you write it down, Dane?
I think you picked JT Daniels again.
No, I didn't pick him again.
Did you pick
I remember, I think I heard you say something you wanted to pick first, but I can't remember who you picked.
All right, let me think about this.
Well,
I said George Pickens. I remember that.
You did?
Yes, because I said he was going to get his after Jermaine Burton had his game.
Yeah, I said some funky name. I don't remember who it was. But day to day for me. I hope we can play some of these
I think you said Azeez Ojulari.
Yeah. I'm hoping we can play some of these younger linemen tonight. We took some young linemen. Our man Roddy told me we took Van Pran and Broderick Jones and
Willock.
Willock. Hey, let's don't sleep on Willock. I mean, this kid, I saw him during two-a-days, and then he hurt his knee. We don't have two-a-days, but, you know, the first practices, and he looked mammoth, man.
I know he was a large human.
3 mistakes in the kicking game so far for the Dogs, but that's about all we can find wrong with them.
That's because you can't use the offensive line on the kicking game.
Well, he kicked it off out of bounds, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Right now, we're probably going to see some kind of play action, try to make something happen. fake up inside and try to hit this guy down the gash.
Little swing pass. Gets about 5 yards.
Chris Smith playing well.
Again, Jermaine Johnson out there with him, too. How about Jalen Carter up the field?
Smith has had a 70, I think over 70 grade in both starts.
Yeah, he had to step in there for Richard O'Connell and has done a good job.
Just nothing in the run game. He did cut through.
Until he broke some tackles there.
You got to bring him down.
You can see why
Great fits.
What, he had 200 and some yards against Ole Miss?
Yeah.
About 250, I
Of
think.
course, a lot of them do against Ole Miss, but this is
Save
huge.
on from the backside.
This is huge for this kid going against Georgia. Didn't offer him a scholarship.
A little bit of motivation there.
That's South Carolina's first down.
Yeah, we're going to a little nickel here. Reverse pass.
Yep.
Oh, you had him.
It's a good pass.
Put it on the money.
That's the kind of stuff that you got to do if you're Mike Bobo.
Yep. And I'm doubting that's the last of that we see.
We had a shot at it here. Carter just dove at him.
I mean, perfect throw.
Yeah.
This ain't Mike Bobo's first go around at calling some offensive plays.
You got to leverage the guy.
You know, teams always find ways in the running game to make your corners tackle.
Well, right there, you got to keep him inside you. That's just a poor angle by Stokes, wasn't it? We don't have enough guys right here.
50 seconds in the first quarter left, 49. It's another first down for the Gamecocks down to the 2.5-yard line.
Poor alignment by us right there. Did you see that on the slot?
Yep.
We're having a hard time with this
Tempo here. Tempo. One big pass.
Be a good time for a little bad snap.
That was.
God knows.
It's a good tackle.
It's a good tackle because
Scene.
that was instantly where, as soon as Stokes went across his formation, I was like, they're coming power back the other side. Pulling lead. South Carolina pulling lead, highest percentage in the SEC.
That's a clean tackle too.
I can see Doty trying to keep the ball here.
Especially into the boundary.
Same formation, man in motion.
Here you go, coach. Into the boundary, QB keep. Ooh,
I don't think
that's
he got
really
it.
close.
I don't think he got it.
No.
Monty Rice. I'm assuming they have
Tell you
a
what,
camera there.
they got a good little plan right here.
So that's going to be the last play of the first quarter. I would assume that's going to get reviewed.
Yeah, he stuck it out there, but
Good job by Doty to maintain possession with a hard hit.
that was a hit. He got stuck.
It's easy to lose the football in a hit like that.
Well, that's two plays in a row right there where they saw you took your corner to the other side of the field, and yet you play one outside guy there, and they're going to attack it and pull and find ways to get out there with try to get numbers and hat on hat.
Here's our first replay.
He didn't get it.
Oh, he did lose the football, so let me...
yeah, he did not get it.
He just happened to be out of bounds.
Yes. Yeah, he did not get that.
Well, while we have a moment, and they're going to move to the second quarter, we're going to take a break and say thank you to our friends at Athens Ford.
Athens Ford makes buying a car or truck easy, safe, and more affordable than ever. During the Athens Ford Model Year-End Clearance Event, use Easy Purchase online to shop hundreds of new Fords, all with our 100% price protection guarantee. Plus, save big with F-150s up to $14,000 off, and Expeditions up to $15,000 off. All new Fords include our lifetime warranty and complimentary delivery. Plus, pick up and drop off with every service. We're lending a hand to keep you going and keep you safe. Athens Ford, where we do it all for you.
big thanks to our friends at Bud Light Seltzer and Athens Ford for sponsoring our show and what we do here on the UGA Sports Watch Along show. So that's the end of the first quarter. We're waiting for the second quarter to begin. I do want to answer a couple questions that we've seen here in the chat. Josh O'Shield says, who comes in for South Carolina? If Doty goes down, that would be Colin Hill, who's been the starter most of the season. He came over to South Carolina as a graduate transfer with Mike Bobo. He was at Colorado State with Mike Bobo. Coach, as you put your microphone on, I will give you a question from the chat. This is from Chris Moore. He wants to know, what's the largest margin of victory that you had in your coaching career?
77-0.
You didn't have to think about that.
I'll never forget it. We were 11. We were 11 for 11 and kicked 11 extra points against Missouri. I think it was 1986, and just
in case they don't know,
back in the Big Eight, right?
Yeah, we had a juggernaut there. I mean, we really won the national championship in '85. Had a better team in '86, but we unfortunately lost to Miami early in the season and didn't get in the playoff championship game. But we fumbled 2 punts inside the 10, and they beat us. But Miami lost to Penn State that year, and we won 28 straight Big 8 games. But 77-0. I mean, whatever we called it worked. They tried to play some kind of confounded stack look against us, and our fullback kept hitting his head on the goalpost the whole game.
All right, so ball's on the 1 yard line.
If I'm Mike Bobo here, he's going to take this quarterback on the edge here. Oh, he's knocked us off.
He's just going to go straight downhill at you.
Touchdown, South Carolina, makes it 21-6.
Give him some credit.
Yeah.
Boy, you answered the phone there.
Well, you knew the trick plays were coming at some point, and they hit it. They had their opportunity and hit it.
The other thing they did, too, is they outflanked us with the running game. They know what they got now. We're going to have to just maybe slant back away from that.
Went tempo.
See how we handle that pressure.
I mean, and what's going to be interesting, too, as the game goes on is, how much do you, as all your DBs, start to creep, knowing that, hey, this guy's going, it's quick game, it's bubbles.
All right, look at this movement here. Double team.
78's Stackhouse, right? Nazir? Yep.
Yeah, there's a value in having big blockers in front of a runner. I know everything in football is spread it out right now, but when you need to gain a yard, run behind big guys that can block.
With a dude with some serious guns at running back.
Tad Thompson says, Coach, what vitamins do you take to keep your memory so sharp? You have amazing recollection of football facts and funny stories.
I don't know that I do a whole lot of vitamins, but, one thing about it, if you're a coach, you got some really good memories and some really bad memories, but it's just something about when something happens, you just go back to what happened before sometime in your careers. Most of these things have happened, but as far as the big wins, I just couldn't. I mean, we scored 73 times, I think, at Oklahoma, but never 77. We tried to, play everybody we had, and
out of bounds again.
You just can't kick the ball out of bounds and get the ball to Georgia on the 30.
These two kicking games.
If I grade this game this week in special teams, that's not going to end well for 98.
For either team, really, so far.
They got a guy there got some long hair on the sideline.
Jordan Birch, former 5-star guy, had been playing well for them.
The coach, there was kicking coach had Dabo Shaw.
Well, everything's been at your disposal right now. How stay aggressive. You ran it down her throat last drive.
If that offensive line can keep that up, let them do it. Jermaine Burton in motion, 1st and 10, 14:57 in the second quarter.
Play action shot.
Going down the field. He got it.
Oh, missed that one.
Now that's just a flat-out underthrow.
Yep, missed that one.
That's the first time since the first quarter 2 weeks ago, last week, that he guided this ball. Watch the way he guides it.
He knows it's a big play. out and up.
It's very good
Pickens
job by
takes two
Pickens.
guys. That's ooh.
You got to hit that.
It's a great route.
Just guided it. Burton, good job.
So it's going to be 2nd and 10, 14:50, second quarter. James Cook in the game. He moves left of JT Daniels and gets the carry.
Oh,
Just tripped. 8-yard gain.
I hope Jamari Salyer isn't hurt.
Salyer's on the
He
ground
is
right
still
now.
down.
Yeah, they're calling trainer out.
Rolled up one. It's anymore. Offensive line injuries are not in being engaged. It's friendly fire or somebody else from the pile coming back on your leg or rolling down on your ankle or something.
I hope this is not serious. He's been such a leader for Georgia this year.
Looking at his knee.
Right knee.
Well, I know the next question is who's the backup behind Salyer who's going to come in for that spot.
Well, they've played Truss some there at left tackle. And like Coach said, I'd like to see the young tackles.
Probably not going to put Broderick Jones
No.
in there right now. But
I don't think you are, but at some point I'd like to see just to see it.
Well, they could move McClendon over there and put Condon at right tackle, but he probably put Truss in there.
Just hate to see
Or
it.
could put. I don't know what else they can do to.
Think about the selflessness from Jamari Salyer, though, that he is not going to be a tackle at the next level. Absolutely not. And so rather than, a lot of players are going to say, well, this is what I need for my future. He said, I'll play what I need to for the team. And Georgia needed some stability at left tackle, and he stepped in there, and he's done a good job. So I hope he's all right.
And he's talented. Super talented.
Really good player.
Really
good
improved.
leader.
He's gotten a lot better as a tackler. Early on, he got moved. Got beaten on some spin moves and some fakes outside and coming in, but he's gotten a lot better.
Well, it's one of those things though where I saw some interesting data looking at 4- and 5-star offensive linemen and where they've gone over the past X number of recruiting cycles. Guess who had the most? That would be Georgia. So in terms of depth and stable of bodies, maybe you don't have experience, but in terms of talent, at least from a recruiting perspective, you very much have that.
Let's take a look at the stat lines thus far. Again, we're early in the second quarter. JT Daniels is 5 of 7 for 74 yards and a touchdown. As a team, Georgia has 16 carries for 157 yards and 2 touchdowns. In that, Zamir White has 9 carries for 60 yards and a touchdown. James Cook has 3 carries for 55 yards and a touchdown. Kenny McIntosh has 3 carries for 48 yards. Guys, there's a chance that there could be 3 running backs with 100-yard games at the rate that they're going.
It could, but you can't get too greedy here now. I mean, I'm talking about we got to get a first down here because you talk about some juice. South Carolina hadn't stopped. We haven't punted tonight. They stop us here, boy. They're gonna get jacked.
Total yards so far: Georgia 231, South Carolina 76. So we're back 3rd and 4, 14:38.
So is that
I'm looking at left tackle. We're not seeing a number yet.
73, I think. Isn't it? Is that Truss?
I believe that is Truss.
Yeah.
2 years ago down there, Andrew Thomas got hurt his ankle, and Cade Mays had to come in.
That's right.
Good protection from Truss.
Yes.
You got to throw it away, son.
Yep.
So that's where kind
in the
of
pocket.
realization of the lack of mobility that you have. You got to know what that clock is, and it's a little faster for Daniels.
Yeah. And he had good protection. That series is on JT. I mean, he missed the wheel route
Missed
for a
opportunity.
touchdown. And then right there takes a sack, throw it out of bounds. You talk about momentum swing here now. We got to get going. Coming after him. As usual, Thunderfoot knocks it out there.
Highest graded punter in the country. Still.
Yeah, let's talk about our defense here. I mean, you get ahead 21-0 against a team that's lost 4 in a row. You got to step up and assault them, and you can't. offense is not going to go up and down the field. They're going to stop themselves. There's a great example of stopping themselves, wasn't it, Brent?
Yeah. You have opportunities.
We continue to get on the quarterbacks, people outside the program, and of course I said something about JT there, but hey, our defense has got to step up here now and don't give these guys any juice. This young quarterback is dangerous. I'm telling you, this kid is dangerous.
Carry for South Carolina. That's a productive play, especially for their offense. I mean, really any offense, but you get 4 yards.
The guy's a good, powerful runner. You know, they moved the ball up and down the field on Florida, too. They couldn't get a lot of points, but time of possession in that game, they were really good.
13-15 in the second quarter. 2nd and 6. Doty keeps the ball.
Good coverage.
Play on the ball.
Great coverage.
Oh.
They're going to call PI on that?
That ball was uncatchable.
How is that pass interference?
Prather Hudson giving them an earful.
Unless he had like full jersey on the backside.
Let's get a replay on that one.
I mean, from the angle we saw, there was nothing. So there's got to be something on the backside, like you said, Brent.
That's great coverage.
Come on.
Wow.
And Coach, you were talking about on the podcast, got to start making some plays on the ball in the secondary, and that's a great play. And unfortunately,
It's
get the
good
call.
pressure on the quarterback too for a play action pass.
Yeah.
Terrible call. Put South Carolina closer to midfield. They're at the 40-yard line. 13:07 second quarter.
Ojlar getting held. They are attacking the boundary right now.
Yeah.
Pull lead and saying, hey, we're just going to be more physical than you in the boundary.
They got an extra guy out pulling on that support.
Same thing. Same exact play. And they got hat on hat. And the only guys making play, if you're not getting off blocks, the only guys that can make that play is the safety.
Scene's making plays.
You're not going to stop a team playing that front if they knock you off the ball. Just
You said it, Coach. That momentum. Kind of a counter play.
little rollout sprint draw there. I taught that to Mike. He hated he remembered it.
And they definitely feel good about themselves right now. That's for sure. There's a little mo.
KMC says Brent's really good on these watch-along parties.
Well, thank you. Appreciate that.
He knows a lot about football. Teaches it.
Quick game. Yep, draw. Way to come off the block. It's good recognition by Herring.
Yeah, great job, Malik Herring. Zion Logue was there too. Logue's got a lot of playing time in recent weeks.
Yes,
They're
he's
in
played well.
four-down territory here, too. I mean, they're going to...
Oh, yeah.
I don't see them kicking field goals tonight.
This is not a field goal night.
You'd think there'd be a little more tempo. They were working that good.
2nd and 10. Brent, I know you would not run the ball here. Let's see if South Carolina does.
Well, QB's a little
We
bit
need
different.
a pick.
It's going to be a sweep to the left, but there's a flag on the play. False start, South Carolina.
Give us some help, man.
Get him behind the chains. Good thing.
You know, we're a pressure team. I hope they don't beat us one-on-one in the open field.
Yeah, that was interesting. You know, we had talked about sort of what havoc plays is such a big thing that they talk about. Georgia's numbers right now from a pressure standpoint are better than they've ever been since Kirby's been here.
Hit him.
Ooh.
I tell you, this quarterback just good enough to hurt you.
Yeah, he's just slippery enough, like you said, Coach. Not necessarily, and I don't think he's going to beat you from the pocket. As from what we've seen, it's been trick play and then also, PI call that helps. But get him rolling out, give him options, and he's made some plays.
10-15, 10-14, 10-13, second quarter, 3rd and 9. Pretty crucial play here, although we do think this is probably 4-down territory for the Gamecocks.
Breaking tackles. Breaking tackles.
Threw a little underneath screen to 20.
Yep.
Take him out of the game, Mike. Give us a chance. Look at this.
Too high.
Impressive.
Nazir Stackhouse was the one that hit high and bounced off.
Edge.
Well done by Eric Stokes.
Quay Walker off there too.
Lot of rotation for the defense. Much like last week. Saw a lot of different guys play, and at least a lot in the 2 deep. All 4 linebackers have played. I think at least 7 defensive linemen have played. 7, 8 defensive linemen have played already.
They know what they want to do here.
Got to give Mike Bobo credit for moving the ball like they are these last 2 drives without Shi Smith.
That's the way to
Great
come
job,
off there.
Quay
Walker. Lost yardage play. Don't get a penalty there, Campbell. That might have been the Kobe Dean. I think it's 17, not 7.
No, I think it might be Stevenson. Yeah, Stevenson fighting with.
Yeah, it was Tyreek Stevenson up there.
Chris Smith again. It's been very physical in the run game.
8:39, 8:38.
Good recognition.
3rd and 10.
3rd down package. Adam Anderson in at linebacker. Now lines up at edge.
We're pressuring him.
Screen. Missed it.
Might be a good thing he did because
He was going to get hit.
Devontae Wyatt was
Yep.
coming from the backside.
Well, that's what they do on the tunnel screen, is they encourage the rush. I mean, they'll just let these guys go.
Great recognition from Wyatt, though, to
Yep.
reverse course and be ready to help out. It's going to be a field goal attempt for South Carolina.
I can see us blocking this kick. Get a block.
Coach is calling for a block. 40-yard attempt, left hash.
Watch the fake.
Almost got it.
High and good.
South Carolina coming back on the Dogs.
21-10. Georgia gets the football back. 8:23. Coach Smart coaching up Lewis Seen.
I really don't think he could play that much better, boys. I mean, on that.
No, not on the PI. Not on that. That was kind of a. I haven't looked at Twitter, but I'm sure our Rodney DeBossi has tweeted out weekly tweet about refs. I bet if we take a look.
Yeah, I'm on this show here. What you got?
There we go. Weekly tweet about SEC refs.
Yeah, I'll talk. Yeah.
Was that Kirby calling you real fast, saying he talked to Lewis?
That was not him.
I do want to tell you guys about some of what's going on over at Athens Ford. So they've got the Built for the Holiday sales event. So if you're thinking, now I've always thought it's a little silly to surprise your spouse with a new car because that's quite a financial commitment to show up in a driveway with a bow on it. But if that's what you want to do, or if you want to make the decision together, there's a lot of good deals over at Athens Ford this holiday season. They've got a 2020 Ford Fusion SE Titanium, $8,000 off right now. You can finance it at 0% APR for 60 months. I'm telling you, I'm looking at this car, and it's a beaut here. So if you want to go check out that, some of the other great deals at Athens Ford, they'll be glad to do that. If you're wanting to kind of keep your distance right now and just check out the cars from your home, they'll FaceTime you. They'll make sure you can see everything you want to see from their lot, from their showroom. And, if you want to go talk to them in person and see what your options are, they'll help you out if you're just doing your research or if you're ready to pull the trigger and get you a new car today. Go check out our friends at Athens Ford. And Roddy was just telling me, Brent, that he got some service done over at Athens Ford, and he's always blown away about the quality of their showroom and how well they'll treat people there, but how quick they were to get his maintenance done, make sure he was good for the holiday travel that he had coming up.
Yeah,
So,
I was there about a month ago, maybe.
yeah,
Because we actually we got a new vehicle from there back in May. So
nice.
definitely hitting up Athens Ford as well.
It's over on Atlanta Highway. You can't miss it out there. Go see our friends at Athens Ford. We thank them for sponsoring our UGASports Watch Along show. And we get a little Herschel Walker on our screen right here as they do a flashback on the SEC network. There goes Herschel, Larry Munson said. Wrightsville, Georgia. My neck of the woods. If Herschel Walker would have
Great
grown
Russ
up,
Tanner from Wrightsville, Georgia as well.
Yeah.
if Herschel would have grown up, I'd say probably about 3 miles closer to where I grew up, he'd have gone to my high school. But he didn't, and my high school's never really had any outstanding football players, at least on the college level. South Carolina's kicking off 21-10. 8:23 in the second quarter. We got a return here, Coach.
Yeah, looks good. Go on with it,
Harris
Karras.
Jackson up to the 35-yard line. Good job.
Yeah, from the sideline, is Roddy listening to this?
I'm sure Roddy's listening.
Yeah. It looks like Sawyer's not hurt too bad. Could be coming back in the game.
Okay.
That would be good news.
That's a good look.
That'd be very good news.
Is Roddy listening?
Yep,
I've seen him make a comment in the chat, but we can.
he is back in the game, isn't he?
Yeah, well, we heard it first from.
You heard it first from the old coach.
Good call, Coach.
Glad to see that.
I like to see 3 runs in a row here.
Oh, he almost tried to pull that. I thought. Good job getting what he got out of there by Kenny Mack.
This is where you need to make a good march here, boys. Answer the challenge. About Utah winning 14-0 over Washington. They got anybody in that league's going to even challenge for?
I think not. I think that answer is no, Coach.
Second and 4, 7:30.
There you go. That's good ball play.
Zamir White. Some tough running today.
We've seen McKitty with a couple catches on the first drive.
We're going to rest him the rest of the night.
I would like to see Darnell Washington get a little bit involved here in the passing game as well. Even if it's quick game, quick hitches, something to just give him the rock a little bit.
Reverse fake. That's good. Just keep pounding it.
Go Dogs GATA asked, Dayne, what is your JT Daniels opinion? I mean, I was very open and honest with my opinion last week that he was, had one of the best performances of a Georgia quarterback in years. So far tonight, not quite as sharp. Missed the open pass to Jermaine Burton down the sideline. Needs to get rid of the ball quicker when pressure is coming on him. But overall, managing this game very well.
They can't cover the slot like this. I mean, we're going to try to hit McKitty down the boundary. We got something here.
Patience.
Speed. Use your speed.
Kenny Mack gets pushed back, so it's going to be 3rd and long for
There's
Georgia.
a difference between our play there when Harris was running. He just came on to the edge. Watch the edge here. We blocked down, and Sawyer's coming out. I guess he didn't have him hooked. I don't like to cut back on a slow developing play. Do you, Brent?
No.
Well, you can tell me if you don't.
Keep pushing the edge. Keep pushing the edge.
I think that's what Dell McGee was telling him.
Unless there is a defined lane.
These guys,
3rd and 5, true defined passing
are
down.
set up for the draw.
Yeah, I said 3rd and long, 3rd and
There we go, Coach.
There's
Good
the
call.
call. James Cook, 1st down.
Coach doing coach things.
All right, I got one right tonight.
You've had more than that right, I believe.
Oh,
You
we got
almost called a block kick. That field goal was tight.
Get that guy the ball. He does good things. First pistol look we've seen tonight after a lot of it last week.
Could be a pass.
Both corners playing off the ball.
Oh, good second concentration there by Pickens after.
But I like Daniels at least getting rid of it like that quick. That was good.
You know, Brent, when we've done a lot of our offseason analysis, the best quarterbacks we've seen have that real quick throw like that, just because it's positive plays.
Yep.
Joe Burrow did that constantly for LSU last year.
Well, it's in essence it's a function. It's almost running game function-esque, much like Mississippi State did a week ago. Ball out quick,
We're gonna
stay ahead.
And if Pickens has space.
That's the way to
Straight
hit
ahead,
it.
go.
Gash it.
Touchdown, James Cook.
I mean, I don't think he got
Excuse
touched
me
either.
for
Coach.
yelling. Excuse me for yelling.
Hey,
I'm just excited there.
Hey, you
I'm
should
so
be.
happy for that kid. I mean, you know, most people don't get 12 months pregnant, but this guy is overdue for a big game. God.
No one touched him.
Ben Cleveland had a great block to open that up.
Now, defense, come out here and answer the phone.
One of the things you see that I talk a lot about in terms of the running game is yards before and yards after contact. That was all before contact. He did not get touched. That means your offensive line is doing some serious work.
Yep.
So Zamir White and James Cook both with touchdowns where they were virtually untouched.
That's the second touchdown for Cook, right?
Yep.
He ran a little swing off to the left, so he's close to 100 yards. isn't he?
Yes. Very close.
Christopher Daddy, thank you for the super chat. Really do appreciate that. He says, the only man on earth more attractive than JT Daniels is Billy Reed.
The only one what?
He said the only man more attractive on this earth than JT Daniels is Billy Reed. I'm not sure. It may be an inside thing,
Yeah.
but he paid us to say it. So
Yeah,
thank
hey.
you for that, Christopher Daddy.
Hey, by all means.
Well,
I say if you send us a super chat, we'll say what it is as long as it's not vulgar or inappropriate.
I will say,
you'd set yourself on fire for a nickel, wouldn't you?
Hey, I like to see that check come in, Coach.
Daniels definitely has a, like, Johnny Depp, you know, there's so many comparisons. You got Johnny Depp, you got Doc, you know, Doc Holliday from Tombstone look. I mean, all sorts of.
You can throw him in a Western.
I mean, all sorts of interesting comparisons for him.
Yeah.
208 yards rushing already, Coach.
That's 200 more we got last week.
That is 100% correct.
Yeah, James Cook now at 5 carries, 98 yards, 2 touchdowns. That'll do.
You know, Roddy would be having about 3 more of these seltzers with these two backs getting that yardage of McIntosh and Cook. But we got some backs in our line. The thing we got to do, though, you just expect to hit every play. But I like the way JT directed the attack there. I mean, had good flow. Didn't you think, Brent? I mean,
Yeah.
you can't expect a perfect pass every time, and he missed. The game would be out of hand right now if he hit Burton.
Yes.
It would be 28. You know, we would be 35 to maybe 3 or something. But this is just going to be really interesting here to see how our defense plays because they're going to go to 2 minute and they're going to no huddle. So we got to get our people in the game and get lined up and don't give them any penalties like that one bad call we got from them.
Well, one thing and offensively that they've noticeably done in these 2 weeks that Daniels has played quarterback is a lot of, you know, outside, you know, the deep shots have been great. Taking the deep shots, all good. Hitting them on the money, great stuff. But consistently getting the ball out quickly. A lot of screens last week. Haven't seen any really screens this week, but a lot of screens last week. The quick RPO type throws on the hitches to Pickens. Just give him the ball and let him go do work.
Yeah.
And that just helps keep him in a rhythm, helps keep your offense in a rhythm. And something I wish I would have seen a lot more of earlier in the season, but it's
the way
been good
they're
to
lined
see.
up right now, though, they can't play our slot with the wing into the boundary because they're so worried about us running the ball that we got a chance to really hurt them towards the slot, like we ran the out and up to Burton. And let's see you knock one through there, Jake. Don't kick it out of bounds now.
We've got another super chat from Paul Blanco. Enjoying the show from Cherry Point, North Carolina. Thanks, y'all. Go Dogs, he says.
Hey, he's at Cherry Point down there with the Marine Corps. I like it.
Really do appreciate you watching, and thank you for that super chat. Our fans are the greatest. We can't say enough about you guys.
I think David Pollock can make this touchdown. Converted D-line. Look at that.
Good job by McClendon.
Well, it's really good to see Jamari back in there.
So South Carolina and Gas Georgia with the running game a little bit. We'll see what happens here.
They got all their timeouts, and they got to be careful with the ball here. That's for sure. They really don't even. We got to be really aware of Doty on the quarterback runs and don't let him get some cheap first downs.
4:11, 4:10, second quarter, 4:09, 4:07. Hamwich asked, do you guys think that we see Jordan Davis today? If it's a lead like this, I really don't think so.
No.
I think it was not very likely coming into it.
And once you didn't see him early, you're not going to see
Great tackle by Campbell.
Yep.
We're not going to play that kid tonight. He just went on the trip to get back in the swing of things, and maybe not even play him next week. Probably play him against Missouri. 41-0, Missouri beat Vandy today.
Yes. Put it on him.
3rd and 1.
Good job. He didn't
Did not
make
get
it. This is Mike Bobo. This is why you're the head coach here. You going to go for it or punt it? If you don't make it here, man, here's what's going to happen. He's at the last second going to sneak up to the line and then run the sneak. Or he might let the clock run down and call timeout.
Coach, did you see the kid jump off sides for North Carolina yesterday?
Yeah.
About it was even, I think, more closer to the end zone than this was on 4th and 1. The whole stadium knew he wasn't.
I saw Auburn
snapping
do
the
it
ball
today too. You know, the thing about this team right here, if you don't make this game's over. If you do, you got the whole second half to probably play, but they got it. I tell you what was impressive last night. I don't know how many people watched it, but Oregon State playing Oregon, and they had the ball on the goal line, and it looked like the quarterback sneaked it over. And Brent, you know, being an ex-quarterback, you know how hard it is to get the quarterback-center exchange on the goal line because everybody's firing out and they're knocking you back. Well, the kid hurt his leg, and they put in a guy that hadn't played in a college game at quarterback. So I'm thinking to myself, there's no way they're going to put him under center and take a chance on him bobbling the snap. But they put him in there and ran the quarterback sneak. He got the snap, and they beat Oregon in a humongous upset. First time in 12 years second time in 12 years that Oregon State has won. And there's a guy that's come back to the school just like Kirby Smart. Jonathan Smith was a really good quarterback for them.
Yeah.
Back in 2000, he threw for a lot of yards. He had some pretty good receivers there.
It's got the program going in the right direction.
That kid that played for Cincinnati, really good player, and then Ocho Cinco. Chad Johnson.
Kind of a confounding loss for Oregon considering the talent differential
they
have in that league.
Easily the worst-looking combo uniforms going against each other I've ever seen. Green,
I did see those pictures. Plus the fog.
Green against orange. And then today,
there wasn't enough fog to hide that, Brent.
we had the Eastern Michigan game where they had the gray turf. Looked like it was Photoshop turf. So let's just talk about it right now. You think he's going for it or not? Look, ABC.
No, I don't.
I don't think so because South Carolina gets the ball in the second half.
I wouldn't go for it here. I mean, I hope he does and we stop him. If he does, he's going to do an outhouse or penthouse play. I promise you, he's going to go for a touchdown.
And I think it's one of those things where when you know you're outmatched, it's let me hang around as long as I can. If I don't get this, it's done. Now, if the talent was equal, I'd consider it.
He might try for a hard count.
See, this is why I couldn't be a head coach, though, because I would just say anytime it's 4th and less than 1, I'm going to go for it. But you can't just be that blatant, because sometimes the situations call for different things.
Don't worry, Dan. We do the same thing in youth football. We never punt.
He's going for it. I mean, what can they do? Fire him?
Interesting to see Jalen Carter over on the sideline.
Tell you what I don't like is they got the they don't have, is Harris in there?
No. No, we're wrong, Coach.
He didn't get it.
Did not get it. Oh, he still. He fought through that. He gave up on it.
Oh, Jalari, you got to
How
bring
could
him
you
down.
not go on and bring him down? Jiminy Christmas.
Oh, had it.
He had this for a loss.
How did...
That's a heck of a job by Harris.
I mean, you
keeping
had
his
help
feet, but
there.
still. That's a good hit by Scene.
That's not even a missed tackle. That's a drop tackle.
That's a good way of putting it.
What'd you call it?
A drop tackle.
A drop tackle. It wasn't a missed tackle. He dropped his tackle. Just let him go.
New life indeed.
What a weird game, man. Just football in general.
Just don't give them anything cheap here. Hey, they got to go a long ways. Play base. We're bringing a strong safety blitz.
Stevenson.
Way to keep him in bounds. Do you see that?
Yep.
Leon Marsh, Coach, has a question for you. He says, is Georgia adjusting well or kind of slow to not having LeCount's leadership in the secondary? How do you think Georgia's doing?
I think they're doing okay. I think the secondary's playing good. They hadn't got hurt on the pass. The run fits have been the problem so far, the missed tackles. But part of the missed tackle is just a strong running back. I mean, that's usually the same thing that you see in Pro Football Focus, isn't it? I mean,
Yeah.
guys break tackles or he's going to
Creating
get
yards
better.
after contact.
Take the tackle.
There's another opportunity. Monty Rice could have had him behind the first down marker.
There's 2 missed tackles there, just ridiculous. Doty's impressing me with his running.
1:13 left.
They gave him a 12 or no?
We
They gotta
call
take a timeout. Yeah.
I'm not in for all this substituting during 2 minute, man. I'm really not. The only thing.
Oh,
What are they doing?
reviewing.
Well, he made the first
I
down.
think so.
Here's the thing. If they're going to sub, they got to let us sub. He made that first down. We've had 3 plays tonight where we've gotten out leveraged. See that?
Just good move. And got beat.
Ooh, he stepped
Stepped
down
out.
the line. Where was the marker?
I thought it was about the 40. Was it the 44? No, it was the
46.
46.
I mean, I think that's right on it.
Yeah.
It's like a foot short.
What do you say to your players when they're missing tackles, Coach? I mean, I know.
Just fundamentals. Go back to fundamentals. Look them in the eye and, break down. You know what I mean? Don't lunge. Don't overextend.
Eyes to the thighs, head across.
Right.
Drive. Finish.
They got 3 timeouts left.
Play was reviewed, stands as called, first down, South Carolina. As Coach said, they do have 3 timeouts.
They got ball in the second half too, right?
Yeah, they get it to start.
Wait, it's 2 timeouts for South Carolina.
Utah just comes back 21-0.
1:13.
I say, at what point are they going to take a shot? There we go. Get hit.
He got hit hard. Channing
Yes.
Tindall was back there.
This Doty's impressing me with his release, aren't you?
He's played well.
All of their completions are to the back, so flare scheme.
Yeah.
They're not hitting any wide receivers except the interference call.
It's Johnson, Jermaine Johnson.
Oh, I saw one on there. Thought it was.
Yep.
He fell down. God,
Scene.
mate.
Defense is just shooting itself in the foot this drive.
Well, just killing you with the backs here.
Well, when you have a corner who's somewhat pressed up on a receiver,
We
and
got
your
to play
safety's on the
two.
inside guy.
We got to play cover two. Mike Bobo knows what we're in. They're just throwing it in the flat.
I mean, you're off 5 to 7 yards on the inside receiver every time here.
You're gonna throw out and up on him now.
He tried to go to the slot, got up the field, but
You'd think Bobo would call a timeout here.
on the end of the boundary, but got hit.
Trayvon Walker got the tackle. It's going to be 3rd and 1 for South Carolina. 49 seconds left.
In terms of a drive for them, this is a borderline perfect drive for them in terms of keeping the clock, keeping the ball.
Yeah.
They want to score with zeros on the clock.
I mean, think about if South Carolina scores a touchdown right here, that Azeez Ojulari tackle that should have been on 4th down.
Yes.
I mean, that could be, if Georgia would have gone and scored, you never
Yes,
know.
because they get the ball on, the 38-yard line-ish, something
I'm
right
just
around
saying,
there?
there's potential that could be a 14-point swing going
Very
into
much
the
so.
half.
Very much so.
Little things, man.
That ball was on the 34-yard line.
And how often is Ojulari not bringing guys down or missing
Somebody's not
tackles?
happy. A lot of communication issues right here.
3rd and 2.
QB draw. Good job, Nolan Smith.
So it's going to be about 4th and 1 here. 40 seconds.
The edge players are doing a very good job right now of pressing to the outside and seeing the quarterback step up in the pocket and come down and get him.
So after all those passes to the backs, that was 2 plays in a row where Doty has to kind of step up and try to make something happen himself.
You think they'll kick a field goal here?
I mean, it's the edge of range. Good job by Nolan Smith. Press up, keep him in the pocket, come down and tackle. Coach, I made a comment on the UGASports board. I think Nolan Smith is eventually an inside linebacker.
He could be.
I think his destiny, if he plays to play in the league, is an inside linebacker.
All right, 4th and 1, Doty coming back out. So this will be the second 4th and 1 attempt for South Carolina on this drive.
Stay in your lanes, quarterback keep.
.30 seconds left here in the second quarter. Remember, South Carolina does get the football to begin the 3rd quarter.
We call timeout.
Yep.
Yeah, Georgia calls it.
I like that.
You don't get to take them into the second half. Might as well.
Let's be alert for the hard count here.
Again, thanks to Bud Light Seltzer and Athens Ford, sponsors of our UGA Sports Watch Along show. Thank you to Brent Rollins from Pro Football Focus for stepping in tonight for Roddy Nabolsi. We will be here for the remainder of Georgia's football games this season. We think that'll be 2 regular season games and a bowl game. But technically, none of that's been officially announced other than Vanderbilt next week.
Yeah.
We do anticipate that will change, though. Now, what day, I'm not sure. A lot of moving parts in the SEC schedule.
Yeah, and they changed it around today, right? For next week.
To get Alabama LSU in, correct? Not that they need to.
Could try to hit the back over here in the flat. Nobody even on him.
Call another timeout or penalty.
False start in South Carolina, so it's going to be 4th and 6. That's a killer.
Maybe try a field goal now. What do you think?
I think the kicker may
I think
already
at
be
this
on the
point,
field.
it's go play. Your house money here. Oh,
Here's the kicker.
Watch the fake.
oh yeah, I'm 0 for 2 on head coaching decisions right here.
Hey, that's all right.
Hey, this
You
is
got
an
a better
experienced
record than I
kicker.
do. You guys don't ever lose.
53-yard attempt on 4th and 6. Kick is up. And it
He missed
is
it.
Negative.
wide left.
No
All
good.
right, we got 2 timeouts and the ball on
Go
the
be
30.
aggressive. You don't get it after the half. Go be aggressive. Go get points.
Yeah, I'd go for screen first play.
You know, yesterday in that North Carolina Notre Dame game, right before the half, North Carolina got a field goal, I think with about a minute to go, minute 12, minute 20 to go in the first half. And Notre Dame was hyper aggressive going down the field and got 3 points.
After you got it?
Yep. Just right before the half. They didn't sit on it. I mean, even at a minute, something.
Marcel Hewley Sr. asked, do we take a shot here?
Yeah, we're going to run a draw play probably. Kirby Smart. Get out of bounds.
Got a call
Timeout.
Yep.
You got to use your timeout.
All right, so Georgia had 2 timeouts left. They'll have 1 after this one. 17 seconds left. That was about a 12-yard pass to Jermaine Burton.
We need two completions here to have a chance at a field goal.
Watch to see what the coverage is on
Notice
George
those
Pickens.
linemen are how slow they are getting over the sideline. They don't want to go all the way over there and have to run back on the field. I've never seen a lineman say, God, we got to go over here. Coach, come on out and talk to us.
If Pickens is in man coverage, I think you got to throw it to him.
Yeah,
I don't think they'll leave him that way.
seriously.
Well, it's definitely a take what they give you. If they give you any sort of opportunity down in the middle of the field, take it. You got a timeout. If they don't, work the edges.
Most likely to play off the ball, get something quick out of bounds.
You're running out of ticks.
We got a good chance hitting a trail right to Cook out of the backfield with this kind of look. Come on out here. Oh, you got to make that catch.
Did he pick that off?
They said it was interception. Wow.
I mean, I saw him catch it, but I thought he was out of bounds.
I thought so too.
What, he dropped it into
Yeah.
his hands?
Yeah, Kyrus dropped it, and then it went right into the 7's hands.
That was an accurate pass from Daniels.
Oh, got hit. Yeah, good job, play. Good
I
play.
agree. Tell you, that's more
I'll tell you what.
South Carolina interceptions in this game the last 2 years.
Great route by Kyrus. Great throw.
So that's one of those interesting things where, that's not a turnover-worthy play,
But it's a turnover.
but it's a turnover.
First turnover for JT at Georgia. They're
And
going
it's,
to try a shot here.
the inverse is also true, where you'll have plays that aren't turnovers, but are definitely turnover-worthy plays.
Correct. He had one the very first drive last week.
Kirby going to call a timeout here. I mean, just line up 18 deep here.
Yeah, Doty hasn't shown the propensity to go deep downfield on anything.
Well, they could try to get pass interference. This game, no games are ever easy, man. I mean, they're just not. It's not an easy game in the history of football unless you beat somebody 77-0 like we did. I'm
So
just
that one was
Like that
easy,
guy
yeah.
did.
You just,
When did you feel good about that one? Did it need to be 50-0?
yeah. You know, we're walking out of the press box, and just so happened the team in front of us, the two defensive coordinator happened to be in front of us, and he was talking to this other guy. We were ahead 49-0. And he told the guy in front of us about 5 feet in front, and I could hear him. if we'll just move our end out a little bit further, we'll be okay. I said, yeah, move him on out, and our fullback's going to hit his head on the goalpost the whole night. To myself,
Yes.
Back up. Back up. Don't press. He's going to run a draw here.
In 9 seconds left.
Hit him from the backside.
There
That
you go.
boy.
Sack.
Ojulari wrapped up that time.
There's your end of your first half.
All right, so Georgia.
I gave Ojulari the player of the game, and he messed up on me on fourth down.
Yep.
Georgia's got a
Hey,
20.
you guys take it from here. I got to go up here and see my family here. They're getting ready to leave.
We'll see you
Go
in
do
the
your
second
thing,
half
Coach.
in just a few minutes. Georgia has a 28-10 lead at halftime over South Carolina. Overall, Brent, I think Georgia fans just have to be thrilled with what they saw, especially with the rushing attack for the Bulldogs.
Yeah. No, and that's let's just start marrying it together where you're insanely efficient and aggressive in the passing game, combining with the rushing attack now. Now, hey, 28 points and a half. You can't really complain there.
Dane, could you go move your truck?
Yeah, okay.
You're going to have to leave.
Yeah, I'll do that. We're going to take a timeout here, and we're going to put up a slideshow. It will kind of give us a pause at halftime. We'll come back a few minutes before the second half starts, break down the stats of where we're at, give our takes for what we saw, and get everybody prepared for a second half here, which Georgia right now with a 28-10 lead. And as quick as I can get this slideshow up, we will fade out of here. I have it now. So take a break at halftime. We'll see you in probably, we'll say 12-ish minutes. welcome back. We are about to begin the second half here of our watch-along show. Again, this is College Football Hall of Famer Jim Donnan. I'm Dayne Young without my microphone. Now I sound better. That's Brent Rollins. Yeah, look at me, the tech guy on here without my microphone.
I'll make sure I turn mine on.
Quick stats to get you caught up from that first half. Georgia leads 28-10 over South Carolina. JT Daniels is 7 out of 10 for 87 yards and a touchdown. Also had an interception. Wasn't his fault. As a team, Georgia with 208 rushing yards. James Cook had 98 and 2 touchdowns. Zamir White had 75 rushing yards and a touchdown. Kenny McIntosh, 53 yards. Only 3 players with the receptions. George Pickens, 3 for 25. Trey McKitty, 2 for 46. And Jermaine Burton, 2 for 16. Kickoff goes through the end zone to begin the second half.
One of the things you always tell your team is the first 5 minutes of the second half can set the tone. I mean, right now, South Carolina still thinks they can play with us. We've got to come out and assert ourselves and either create a turnover or 3 and out and put them to sleep. As long as they can keep having success, this young quarterback, true freshman out of Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, is really playing with a lot of poise and confidence.
First play of the second half offensively for South Carolina.
That's the way to run through. Now let's make the play there, Monty. Good job. Right there was the first way we've attacked that weak side sweep there, Brent. The fact that, we've been taking on blocks. That time we ran the linebacker through the backside gap and caught it from behind.
Yeah, and it's, what do they say? Read the guard, read the guard. You hear that in youth football and high school football for decades. And he did it and saw it, and that's what they'd had success in the past, and he attacked it, like you said.
Yeah, and first down's the key against this offense tonight because they're in trouble if they get 3rd and long against us.
100% true. Here comes your power read again. QB power read or play action off of it. That's a fumble.
lateral.
That's backwards.
Definitely. We'll take that. And that just goes to show you the young quarterback, a little bit of pressure and bad decision. Now, Kirby and Dan Lanning got a decision to make here. Are you going to come after this guy, or are you going to just play zone and make him throw it in front of us? And for heaven's sake, let's don't get a PI here. 3rd and 18. One thing the Bobo likes to do is run a trail route. These 2 guys here run posts, and the other guy run right in behind him against this corner.
QB draw.
Just assert yourself there. Attaboy, Jermaine Johnson. Good pressure there with a whole package. I'm telling you, Kirby was getting on their butt at half, I promise you. They come out there and play with that kind of authority. And what would be even better right here, return this punt for a touchdown.
Jermaine Johnson has played well of a game thus far, and I love it when they have 2 true edge rushers, especially Ojulari and Johnson, in the 3rd down package. Last week we saw it against Mississippi State. A couple times that they did it, they had success.
This is the kind you can return. Kicking from your own end zone, you're worried about pressure,
space.
And we got a gash
space.
there. We got a gash.
Go
ahead, show them your tail lights. It's just one man you got to beat. Ooh.
Still got down to the 11-yard line.
Connor.
Yeah, but, right there, really just an average return by Karras because he gets in the open field. You got to settle down and make the guy miss, right? A great return, don't get me wrong, but, this was well blocked.
Oh, the blocking is always.
And now right here, just stutter this guy. This is a
give
punter.
me a little something. What's interesting,
He ran
Coach,
right into him.
when you think back to the Florida game, the big return he had, he didn't make a move. He made an inside move on the kicker. I went back and watched this because I actually graded special teams for that game. Made an inside move on the kicker, when one little shimmy inside and out, and he would have scored in the Florida game.
Yeah, but he,
great return still.
The guy was trailing him there, and right here is where you just got to pound it.
12:59 3rd quarter, 1st down. Kenny McIntosh cuts back.
Good cut. Another good cut.
That's a great 5-yard run.
Because there was nothing.
There's an example right there of a defense selling the ranch, 1st down. You got to be ready to check out of that play, JT. Don't you think, Brent? They had too many people there to make it go, but just a tremendous run.
Especially a slow developing play like that, where you're trying to pull action one way to get back the other way.
This is formation we scored a touchdown on with the inside handoff to Cook.
Yep, inside zone.
Great power run right there. First down, Dogs.
I don't see any reason to throw the ball,
Well,
but I'm not Todd Monken. So
one thing we do down here, though, is we call RPOs. If they're out flank you, then you go on and pull the ball and throw it. But I really would just say, hey, don't even think about it right here. I mean, there's no way that they can stop us running the ball 3 straight times. Unless they put 15 out there. 15 players I'm talking about.
McKitty slides right again.
9-man box, still get it? Yes.
Touchdown,
Down.
Georgia. That's 2, well, really 3 tremendous possessions, if you want to call special teams a possession. Each phase of the game right there just got Georgia a touchdown.
And like you talked about, Coach, first 5 minutes,
All right.
3 and out. You know, the quarterback helps you with a, backwards pass, but get a sack, big return, 3 quick plays, and put your foot on the throat and just go.
Really good blocking at the point of attack and good poise by McKitty. That's a play that we've used, and you've drawn it up on Film Don't Lie, where the backside tight end comes across and takes any kind of penetration, and you just run behind the power of the 2 tackling the guard. So now here's where you just got to understand, start the half over again. It's not hunky-dory yet.
A guy like
Right
Trey,
here you can see. Did it?
a guy like Trey McKitty, I look at him and I think he's trying to build an NFL resume. And he's trying to build some of the things. I mean, we saw Charlie Warner really impress the 49ers and get drafted by them. McKitty, obviously a different style of player. But the blocking that we've seen from him and some of the awareness we've seen, I think he'll definitely get a shot.
We got an invite to the Senior Bowl.
Oh, he's going to get
He's going to the Senior Bowl.
The guy's too fluid. He got a lot of passes at Florida State. And, one of the things I want to talk about right now that all the fans need to understand about the bowl situation now. It's not the same old bowl deal that it used to be. It's going to be like a road game for us. We're going to play whoever we play, whether it's a New Year's Six, the Citrus Bowl, whatever it might be. It's going to be a one-night trip, and that's it. You go down there, you spend the night, and you play the game. As compared to going down to Florida and staying 7 or 8 days. The families go, the kids go, everybody in the athletic association goes. Not going to be like that. And these kids, it's good for make money for the program and everything, but I'm telling you, that means they're going to have to practice 3 more weeks. They've been practicing since July the 13th, and I could see a lot of guys opting out. I really could. I'm talking about guys that have pro aspirations.
Yes,
just because, hey, you played hard for Georgia. You helped them to hopefully an 8-2 season, and there's nothing wrong with being a little bit selfish. You know what I'm saying? I just don't know how many guys would do that for Georgia. But I not only opting out, but just not having their heart in it. Hopefully they do, but I mean, I hate to bring that up, but I got to bring it up just because that's part of this show, to bring up what could be going on with bowls. Don't you think, Brent?
Yeah, 100%. And I think when you see the opt-outs that you've seen at other places, like Kylan Hill at Mississippi State, Horn and Amukamara at South Carolina, these are guys who, because of the way the schedule was set this year, like they would almost be ending their season right now.
This would be the last week of the regular season.
Last week of the regular season on a normal schedule. And thus draft prep begins. But they looked at the situations and said, hey, look, I need to get more draft prep because of the situation that I'm in, as opposed to playing into the middle of December or even later. And it's going to be a fascinating decision to see how many of these pro-level guys opt out, to where a lot of the bowl game, a lot of the non-college football playoff bowl games become, in essence, the spring game you missed.
Yeah,
where you're seeing a lot of young guys.
You also see some of these bowls dropping out too. We just saw yesterday the New York one. The Pinstripe Bowl has canceled the game.
Holiday Bowl already
Holiday has, and the best scenario for us would be the Peach Bowl, just because It's
local.
close.
Yep.
You can drive a bus over there. I mean, we've had a situation where Roddy Dabrowski announced that, Dwan Matheson on the team right now. I don't know if he's going to come back or what, but we're down to 3 quarterbacks. Of course,
Good aggressive play by Scene.
might have brought Priestley with them as the other guy beside Beck. But right there is a good inside-out play by Scene. Georgia seems to be attacking the line of scrimmage a little more instead of read and react.
Yes, very much so.
First play, they ran their linebacker through. That time they had the free safety in the alley. Here comes a strong safety blitz. We got a lot of pressure on these guys. Make the tackle.
Too high.
Didn't make a tackle. First down, South Carolina.
This guy's going to set the Guinness Book of Records for missed tackles, making people miss tonight. Harris, I think you need to rest up for the next game. Don't play anymore. Don't get hurt. Too high.
Man, he's too strong for you, Quay. Right
He's
there.
out of bounds.
3rd and 1. I thought it was the first down for South Carolina. Now it is.
I mean, we're hitting this guy in the hole. And you talking about a pile driver.
Very much so.
I had this guy play for me at NC State, a true freshman. Reminds me a lot of Harris. Reminds me of him. And we played him. And I think Nick Saban was playing defensive back for Kent State when we played them in 1970 or 71. You guys weren't born. And after the game, Ms. Burden, Willie Burden was the mother. She said, "Why are you giving the ball to Willie so much?" I said, "He ain't no bulldozer." I said, "I'm going to keep giving it to him." I'm going to have to ask Nick if he played in that game. That shows you how old I am. Nick's got COVID, and I'm here calling the game tonight. And
Well, he's at home, too.
He might have played at Kent State then. I don't know, 1970.
Tell you what, Coach, if you Dayne,
71.
you know who I'm talking about. Joey, what's Molinaro or something? He does the
impressions.
The impressions on Twitter. Did one of
Yeah, I saw that about.
Oh gosh, that was so good. So good.
I think it might have been 1960, maybe 1970. Kent State. Look that up, Dayne. See if Nick was playing then.
Already on it.
I know they had the center for the Steelers was on that team.
Trying to hit the wheel route, backside leak route.
Channing Taylor.
Don't you think he's liking this? A guy from Columbia, South Carolina, playing in his hometown, get a sack like that?
Yes, captain today, right? Wasn't he a captain today?
Yeah, he's a speed guy. I think he got next year he'll turn it on. He'll come in there for Monty Rice. Good adjustment by him.
Nick Saban played defensive back at Kent State from 1970 to 1972.
All right, Nick, I'm going to ask you why you got beat deep in that game. Although I think they won.
Oh, Anderson. Ooh, wow.
That's
wow.
too.
He absolutely annihilated the right tackle. Oh, please re-show this.
We will, on film don't lie.
Yes, we will. We better. He destroys the right tackle. Oh, get out of my way. And knocks the ball loose.
Georgia coming to play the second half. See another good punt return there.
You're playing a quarterback who you can tell is not comfortable from the pocket, and start pressuring him. Not good for them. Not good for them.
I'm hoping we can get ahead here and Bennett can get back in there and be healthy and do some things too. Just no need to get JT hurt. But I'd like to see Bennett operate a little bit, wouldn't you?
And what's going to
Maybe
be
put
now,
back into
that him, but do you? So traditionally, you see 5 offensive linemen play almost the entire game.
be good.
Against some of those young guys, especially Broderick Jones for me.
After this series, I could see that. Especially if our defense keeps rolling like this. We play a lot of defensive players, but not in the secondary. But, I hope we don't run out of things to talk about here. But I would like to say how much we appreciate you tuning in. And a couple people tonight that really sent me a text. Robert Edwards, one of the best players I ever coached anywhere, any team. Just unbelievable back and a great coach now, doing so much for his community. Texted me and glad to hear from Robert. And then We got my best friend and his wife up in Lookout Mountain, Tennessee, Nelson Bowers and Pam Bowers listening to us hopefully for a little bit. They'll probably be going to bed here pretty quick. It's getting late on their. They've been out on a little trip, but appreciate them tuning in too. Everybody, but also appreciate so much the good people at Athens Ford for all they do for the community and for helping us with this show, and also Bud Light Seltzer. I mean, we wouldn't be able to do it. We got some good equipment here. Nothing's going wrong, knock on wood, like it did last year.
So far, so good.
The funny thing about the Bud Light Seltzer is, especially now that I'm seeing this every show that we do, when I walk in a grocery store, which I usually do early in the morning in COVID times, I'm still seeing people in their carts with the Bud Light Seltzer. So it is popular, and people are
exactly
really gravitating to it. And the ones I really like seeing is this variety pack that I have in front of me. The grapefruit, the cranberry is very seasonal for Thanksgiving. Pineapple and strawberry, you just can't go wrong with it.
Yeah, and we got this little studio down here in my basement, and my grandkids came here for Thanksgiving, and they walked down there. What's going on down there, Granddad? You selling beer down there?
Well,
I'm trying to make a little money on the side to help you guys for Christmas.
There you go. College fun, right?
Yeah.
Georgia 8.6 yards per play. South Carolina 3.1.
I can guarantee you that this is going to be a pass. I would bet
Shot play. Take a shot.
This is a pass, and I'll be wrong, but this is a pass.
South Carolina kind of confused.
Well,
you were wrong on one, Coach.
They want to get Cook over 100 yards, Coach.
he's over.
He's now over.
Yeah, he's at 104. He's only averaging 17 yards a carry.
Well, like you mentioned this earlier in the game, Dane, but this might be a 3 guys with a 100-yard type night. Zeus is at 84. Well,
Aaron Calloway, thank you for the super chat. Really do appreciate it. Brent, he said it's nice having you on. And he also asked, does Carson Beck come in this game? As JT Daniel throws a strike.
Glad to see him throw the ball over the middle there. Burton, where'd he come? We have Burton on the post and Fitzpatrick on the wheel. Watch us slide into the boundary here.
drives into that throw.
That's a great pass. Aaron, to answer your question about Carson Beck, I don't expect to see him play in this game. I think JT Daniels is going to play a little bit longer than maybe a score would typically dictate, just because he hasn't played a whole lot. And then if Stetson Bennett is ready to go, he's the backup quarterback.
I don't know.
Well, that's a good run there. The one thing he's got to do when he gets that leverage, you just got to keep on going and drop your inside shoulder instead of cutting. You never cut back against the grain into the boundary. But this is a great 5-yard run. It's the second one tonight where he's been stymied and come back out.
Good job keeping his feet moving.
Feet moving, good balance. Doesn't quit.
You know, South Carolina's fighting hard. They're just a little outmanned at this point.
Well, and
you're going to run that little...
From a Dejan Edwards in the game. There we go.
Fake to
attack.
Him. Plenty of time.
Throws it away. Not bad. You see this as at least on the Lovely Dog vent. It's the get to this point in the game and you start. Ooh, well, you missed. He'd already thrown it away. Not just putting the foot on the accelerator a little bit. And this is a game to me where just keep going. Keep playing your offense the entire game. Run your offense.
Hey, Aaron, that was count a little bit. I like that.
It's going to be a first down for Kenny Mack. Aaron, that was such a good super chat. $10. That's wonderful. If you've got a second question, I'll ask it for you. You don't have to do another super chat, but if I see your name pop up with another question, I'll make sure to get it in.
And Aaron, I would like to see Carson Beck. We might not see him, but I wouldn't mind seeing him. Ooh, that's a long throw. Good job by Demetrius Robertson there.
Didn't look like we had much. There's a Richard LeCown on the sideline doing the funky chicken. You know, didn't look like we had much separation here on close to the bubble.
Close.
You think he lined up too close to the outside guy and let it happen, didn't he?
Yeah.
That's what Kirby talks about, alignment and everything. This is good alignment here. Probably going to see a little tight end motion maybe.
Little counter.
Productive
That's
run.
our
from
fourth
Dustin.
tailback in the game.
Notice John Fitzpatrick in.
Which, by the way, I hate that they make sacks. Like, sacks a part of rushing yards is just horrid, but I like the tempo.
First down for Dayne.
That's way to run hard.
Because if you take away the sacks, now you're like 270 rushing.
I can't worry about it.
This is what you need. Go play tempo. Go play fast. Pickens, to me, he just got the penalty. He finally got the penalty. You can take away Dayne's first touchdown.
Touchdown.
He gets away with this more than anybody I've ever seen. He's always like a half yard off the line. He's not truly on the line of scrimmage. Always just a little bit back. Always wants that little bit of separation. I think he's going to get him here. Yep.
He owes Dayne a lunch after that one.
Well, we're talking about that. We also just mentioned about the separation with our slot receiver a minute ago. Those are things Kirby talks about on alignment and technique. On certain plays, you're supposed to be in a certain position, but you always have to have 7 men on the line. Pickens is not.
Yep.
We don't have 7 men right there.
If you watch him throughout a game, he's always that. He's never truly on the line of scrimmage. He's always a quarter to a half yard off the line of scrimmage and just gets that little bit of extra separation, especially against press.
Well, not only him, but the other guy should have been back, shouldn't he?
I think they wanted them both on there. That was sort of overload formation. They've done that recently, much like Kentucky.
Hankton's chewing some bud over there.
Let me get to a couple other questions that we've seen on here. Colin Oliver did note that Latavius Brini has gotten more playing time in this game.
Is he on the special teams or playing on the secondary?
He was playing in the secondary a little bit.
Yeah.
Brandon Howell says, does James Cook return next year?
That's a fantastic question. That's a
great question. You got 2 guys there that are going to look hard at going on to the next level.
I think they both go, Coach.
I never blame running backs. Clock is always ticking.
You're 100% right. And,
I never blame anyone, let me put it that way, but especially running backs.
First thing they got to do is see how they're rated. Now, Cook's going to help himself if he plays 2 more games like this.
Yes.
And he's definitely got the hands and the catching ability, but he's showing some really good speed and burst, which we haven't been able to see because he, hadn't played that much. I mean, he's always been nicked up, but.
Well, and the thing is in a combine type setting, and he's gonna
test good.
He's gonna test out of the.
And White's gonna have great straight ahead speed, but you just got to see how much you have come, And if they decide to they need to send a text to Edwards up in Michigan. Hey, I'm coming out. I want you to come on down here and play for the Dogs. And you might explain that Edwards is one of the top running backs in the country between us and Michigan. And, hey, Michigan won 1 game this year, man. Come on down and play for the Dogs.
Seems like an easy choice, Coach.
We got all these linemen, and I know his dad loves Georgia, and Dale McGee's doing a great job. We don't have Jake Roos to go over all this recruiting stuff, but, watch our show on Tuesday at 12 o'clock or tune in to UGASports. They got a really good special going out there to give you a good deal on it. I don't know why they keep giving it away, but there's a lot of stuff there about recruiting that we're getting ready to finish strong. And if we could get LSU to lose a couple more games and end up getting Mason Smith and Foreman, USC lose a couple on the West Coast, then that would seal the deal on this recruiting class. And Nyland Green over here, corner, we got to try to get him too. But big recruit last weekend, getting Small Munden over at Paulding County, a great young linebacker. That's it for me on recruiting. That's pretty much it for tonight.
Brandon Howell asked, did Dwan Mathis transfer? Yeah, we confirmed that news before the game on UGAsports.com. That Dwan Mathis is not with the team right now.
He hasn't entered the portal yet, but
Correct.
he I think Wednesday or so of this week he told the coaches he wasn't going to go on this trip, and I guess he's looking into his options, and you can't blame the guy.
Well, what's going to be interesting for him is there's going to be two options out there that probably going to reach out to him. Nice, safety. That should have been a
Can't
pick.
throw that ball in there now.
No.
I don't understand why Burton's over there on that side instead of
Pickens.
Pickens. Maybe they're mad at Pickens for getting the offside penalty.
South Carolina does not need more injuries on their roster right now.
I'm just seeing some bad decision making by. You just can't throw the ball with a safety there. I mean, inside the 10-yard line. Come on, JT. I mean, you're doing a good job. I mean, hey, but I'm not nitpicking there. That's just elementary, isn't it?
That is a turnover-worthy play. Yes.
We saw a lot of that at USC. Didn't see a lot of it last week.
The first thing you always do is estimate the defensive intent.
Yeah. Is the middle field open? Is the middle field closed? Good ball right here, though.
Yeah, and then he comes back with that throw.
Burton's getting his hands tied a little bit there.
I think that was a hold.
Yes, he was trying to get his other hand there to catch the ball, and I think he couldn't one-hand it.
Good velocity there.
It's a tremendous throw.
Yep. Go out with both hands. The only thing I would like to see him do to help him a little bit.
Late tug of the jersey.
Get up into the guy before you widen.
Yes.
Because once you widen, he's going to widen with you. Yeah, you got to step on his toes.
3rd and 15, 5-10 left in the
third. You got George on the backside comeback.
Safety slanting his way, though.
Playing for the field goal.
Go attack. Go attack. Go attack.
Yeah, but it was his buddy.
No, I mean, taking the sure thing. I like it. Well, there's a case of self-stopping there. You got a touchdown call back.
Yep. That's the key to the drive. You had a touchdown. It was called back just by simply not a half a yard.
Throughout the whole game, and our mistakes have kept South Carolina from this being a complete runaway. That's what you got to do, Pod. Knock it through there.
I feel like we haven't seen him attempt many kicks lately.
There's a lot of people that like to see Georgia get another score here. Some people that do stuff on the bingo board. I mean, right now they're up ahead, but if the other team scores, it becomes at half points. Bad.
Coach, on Friday in our UGASports.com predictions, mine was 41-13.
Well, you got to get 2 more field goals, man.
I think.
You don't get
the big thing for Georgia now is how much you going to sub.
Yes.
On defense, we don't sub a whole lot as far as second team defensive backs, but you look at some of these guys on the kickoff team. You got Robertson there, Anderson, Breeny. I mean, a lot of good athletes.
Well, I think we talked about this before. When you recruit at the level that Georgia's recruited, that's where you're, as much as anything, outside of having elite players in certain positions, truly elite players, that's where your advantage is because your backups are 4- and 5-star guys who are supremely talented, and your advantage is in special teams.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see what Coach Bobo tries to do here. At this point, they haven't made a first down in the second half, have they?
1. I think they got 1.
Okay.
But they got to let the kid play now. You can't go. You can't go back.
Hey, I just realized why Rowdy's not here. That Mike Tyson fight is tonight.
Roy Jones Jr., right?
Yeah.
The battle of the 50 over 50 club.
Mm-hmm. You slide, Roddy.
Make the tackle.
Work for you.
Tyndall is a very explosive athlete.
Yeah, he's got good speed on top of that, too. I mean, I guess that's the same thing, but
and really good to, and it's good to see him getting some run here. especially in this game.
How about the East Carolina Pirates, 52-38
Good team.
over Smooth.
Smooth.
Playing a little zone here.
Not many defensive substitutions right now.
Golly, another missed tackle.
Yep. I think what you said.
Danny Tyndall just dives at the guy.
Missed it. After we praise him and won, and he comes back to that. But Coach, you said it, outside of the self-inflicted mistakes, missed tackles, this would be an absolute utter beatdown if you take away those plays are made.
One of the guys that is getting some playing time right now is Tramel Wallflower, so that's good to see.
You could see some kind of hockey play here, like a reverse pass or running that back running over there and then throwing the ball back to him. They got to try something funky.
2nd and 10, 3:07 third quarter.
Oh, hit that mesh point. Goodness gracious.
Jalen Carter.
Jalen, ah.
I think that's a man.
Splits a double team.
I mean, impressive.
Looking like one of those Jim Donnan defensive linemen.
Blitz on 3rd and 16, and they almost got it. Now they're going to go for it.
Working on seam. I don't know why we blitz there, do you?
Against this guy, no, I don't, honestly.
Why you got man coverage?
Because a lot of times with young quarterbacks, you blitz. Like I remember Jake Fromm as a freshman. He had his best output against the blitz because it identifies a lot of times them, especially if you put it in their face. Hey, I know where to go with the ball now. I know exactly where I'm going with the ball. And a lot of these guys have played in offenses in high school where they're used to dealing with that.
144, 143, 142, 140. 1st and 10 for South Carolina. Tyson Campbell.
Physical.
He threw it to the wrong guy.
He will be one, Coach, too, from the bowl game perspective that you were talking about earlier. That would be interesting to see.
He and Stokes both.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's conceivable that you could have your outside of scene, your entire secondary be gone. And Stevenson, technically. Him and Webb kind of split those reps.
All right, let's show him your tail lights, Campbell. Show him what you got. Look at
this speed, track speed. Cut.
All right, I'm glad to see that happen. Way to break on the ball.
I think is that his first career interception?
No, he had one against Missouri.
No, that was a fumble, though.
Well, that's still.
Yeah, he had a fumble, I know, against them. Recovery.
That doesn't hurt him.
Patrick Garvin said yes, first career pick.
Well, I remembered he recovered something.
Well, what's great to see though is that's peeling off. That's eyes on QB, peeling off in zone coverage and just playing the ball.
We're gonna maybe throw a wheel right to Robertson.
Run up the gut. Kenny McIntosh, first down.
Well, I don't think you're gonna see Zamir, so you're not gonna anymore. You're not gonna get your.
That's all right.
300-yard back guys.
If the other two get
nothing like a turnover for the defense.
You think Zamir could say, "Hey, let me get 16 more."
Yeah.
You don't want to get hurt.
Pickens making sure he's on the line of scrimmage now.
McKinney comes to the right, 1st and 10, 25 seconds left. Another good cutback for Kenny Mack.
He has great vision.
3 of those.
Great. We saw that in the bowl game last year when he played a lot in the bowl game.
What's the penalty?
Is it targeting? Or not targeting, but
Face mask?
holding.
Holding number 55 or 54, what did he say?
That
Erickson's
is
in the game. That'll chap Kirby's butt. We got to have a second line in there. There's Truss. Cleveland. It's not the second line.
McClendon's still.
Right side's still in there. On the left side, we got McClendon and Truss, maybe.
So that's going to be the last play of the 3rd quarter as the clock restarted.
He's getting ready to get on his butt right here.
So Georgia has a 38-10 lead going into the 4th quarter. Excited to see who we get to see play here because Georgia's got a comfortable lead and on the way to score a few more points. Again, thank you to our friends at Bud Light Seltzer, Leon Farmer and your team for sponsoring our show. You've been sponsoring from day one of our UGA Sports Watch Along show. Cannot thank you enough. Bud Light Seltzer is available wherever you are buying your adult beverages. And I see it all the time at the grocery stores that I shop at. That's the remix edition. That's the original pack that you can get. We've told you about all those great flavors. We've told you about the 5% alcohol, 100 calories. You get a little bit of sugar and no aftertaste. And there's just a lot of good flavors that you can try and still feel good after you do those. Also, thank you to our friends at Athens Ford. A lot of great deals for the holiday season. Just go out and talk to them and see what works best for you. Athens Ford over on Atlanta Highway. Really appreciate you guys for sponsoring this show, sponsoring the Tuesday UGA Sports Live podcast, and other things that we do at our website. Very loyal to what we do, so go support them as well. If you got questions for Coach or Brent or myself, leave them here in the chat, and then as we get time and breaks in the game, we'll get to those.
You see Campbell do that, and that's what NFL guys look at and be like, all right, that size, that speed, yeah, I'll take a flyer on that late in the 1st round. I mean,
well, he'll test good too, and he can cover. I mean, he's had some pretty good guys running fades on him this year, but overall the other thing that he has, I can promise you, elite character. This guy, every time I've ever talked to him, yes sir, no sir. I mean, most of these guys have got good manners. This guy is really a very polished young man, and
it's even more so going to helping in the draft process.
Can't even tell you, when he does an interview with people and starts talking coverages, and they'll think, hey, this guy's running for governor. Thank you. Got a little Dr. Pepper to go. Thanks for my man Brent bringing us over and my daughter bringing it down here. I didn't bring enough when it started, but somebody accused me last week of being lit. I'm just going to tell you, this stuff gets you lit. I'm going to take a lot of it. But the last time I took a drink, Caesar was going over the Rubicon.
I will say, I didn't know if you were the Dr. Pepper guy or the Diet Dr. Pepper guy.
No, that's me. I got some got the diet, but they can get on me about a lot of things, but drinking is not one of my routines. So I might talk slow and look like I am, but don't get me confused for just being dumb and being drunk. I mean, I'm dumb, but whoever said that said, I guarantee you, Jim Donnan lit.
That's funny. But speaking about Campbell, it's pretty amazing to think that him and wasn't it him and Surtain on the same high school team?
Yeah, I was.
Oh, that's a bad play right there from Finley.
Brandon Howell asks, is there a senior that's going to take advantage of the free eligibility, maybe a guy like Demetrius Robertson? It's a good
You know,
question.
you could see Demetrius Robinson. What he's talking about is the 85 limit. You got the guy down the middle there.
Touchdown. Is that Jalen
That's
Johnson?
Arian Smith.
That's Arian.
First career catch is a touchdown.
Welcome back, Arian Smith.
Human jet from down in the coast of Florida.
We talk about Campbell with speed. Arian Smith has a different level of
This
speed.
guy's the fastest guy probably might have ever played for Georgia.
I had someone very in that situation that said he's one of the fastest people they've ever seen. Period.
He is. But he hurt his knee early on. But I know he's got to feel good about your first career catch. And
Hey, what we talking about? Go attack. Go run your offense.
they just can't have any fun here. Kirby's going to be mad.
Oh, special teams.
But even if you get a penalty here, don't call a timeout when you don't have enough guys on the field. That's okay.
I mean,
Take it easy, Kirby. Come on. You don't need to get the elevated blood pressure
Good touch from
Look at
JT
that
Daniels.
he just outruns him. His
here.
speed.
You talk about something good for morale there. Arian Smith.
Yeah, we broke the news early in the season that Arian Smith had a minor procedure on his knee. You know, you find this a lot when these guys come from high school to have some kind of scope or something like that to repair an injury they've actually had for a while. Arian's one of those guys that he needed to have a little cleanup done so he could kind of maximize his potential and get the speed under him. And he's back, and it's good to see.
Well, they're going through the carousel that is the Georgia quarterback position. I think we're okay now, though.
Yeah, wake up, SEC Network. I mean, you had some good graphics there.
They just had to find a way to get him in, Coach. They already had him made.
Well, they forgot the first person who
gotta
actually left that room.
You got to put Stetson Bennett in the game now. That's the kind of kid.
We're back, Coach.
God, I hope they don't put Beck in. Just because I don't know how much he's practiced, but maybe he's ready, or maybe they used him some this week. I didn't want him to go in, but if he's worked some, put him in. I mean, you know what Bennett can do, but the only thing I'm saying is I know Bennett can do more than he's done. Maybe his shoulder's not, but we just got to play these second group defensive players and let them keep them healthy.
Uh-oh.
Bring it on out there and tackle him on the one.
That's about the half-yard line, I think. Nate McBride also almost had him a safety.
Yeah,
Go get you a safety now.
MJ Sherman.
kids having some fun right now. There's a four-starter linebacker from up in D.C., MJ Sherman. And one thing you always do when you catch a kick is catch the ball moving forward, never move back, and don't catch it in your pads.
McBride went for the strip right there.
That's a good play by the tackle by Sherman.
Yep.
All right, let's see you go 99.5 here.
Hey, Coach, I had the I'll get to this after this play because this could be a safety. We'll see.
Shit, no.
It isn't. Oh, boy.
Just gashed it.
Well, I think your entire front seven is non-starters right now.
Yeah, but still.
McBride and Tindall at
we had
linebacker.
no gap control here. I mean,
Beal's fighting with the left tackle, 33.
My question, though, Coach, was do you think Will Muschamp was wearing red and black today in support of his son's team?
no. He's pulling for his team.
I'm just saying that he is no longer employed.
Yeah, maybe they took his son on the trip just for morale. But I think one thing that really impressed me about after he got fired is so many of the players came out on his behalf. And you know, usually, I mean, unfortunately for me, that happened but these guys backed the heck out of Will. He's a player's coach, and they just went south. I don't know what happened to him.
Now, everyone that I've ever talked to raves about Will Muschamp, just how he treats people, how much he cares about it. You won't find anyone that says a bad word about how he does that work. And it's one reason that he keeps getting hired for these jobs.
We got no answer for that play.
Yeah, so we're saying
And we got a starting secondary back there.
Still.
Yeah.
Right there. Ooh.
You
False
know,
step,
there's,
McBride.
there's Nate McBride. You got a collision, that guy.
I will say I'm very
we
jealous
could-
of Daniel's hair, though, by the way. He's got some
Great hair.
Yeah. It's not going to be too critical the rest of the game. Let's get this baby over with.
13:05 on the game clock in the fourth quarter. It's going to be 2nd and 11. There's Carson Beck on the sideline with JT Daniels.
Landers.
Georgia has not had a lot of games to be able to rotate some of these reserve players in and get some experience. So this is pretty meaningful.
Christ.
All right, Lewis Saints coming out of the game now after that completion.
Helmet issue or something.
Hit him.
Run blitz. Oh,
Stevenson came off
He
the
did-
Great
edge.
job
he
by
can't
QB.
get 9 yards after that play. We missed so many tackles. It's unbelievable to me.
which coming into the game, they're one of the best tackling teams in the country and have been ever since Kirby's been there.
That's Stevenson diving at these guys.
2nd and 1 for South Carolina, 11:47. First down and more.
There's Breeny there, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yep.
Breeny, McBride, Wallflower. As I notice more, I'll call them out.
I just saw the thing on the Broncos game. All the Broncos quarterbacks are not playing
Yeah,
tomorrow.
well-
I think I saw.
Yeah,
Well,
Rose Freeman.
What happened was,
Contact tracing issues.
yeah,
or
one of
something
those
like that?
guys tested positive, and then the rest of them, had a positive. That kid that played for Florida, Driscoll.
Yeah,
and
Driscoll.
Everybody in the room, they're not going to let him play. Fortunately for Georgia, we haven't had. We've had a lot of positives, but nothing that kept us from playing a game. Most of them happened preseason.
Bill Norton's in the game now.
Oh, nice lead.
Well, look at
I'm gonna tell
Trayvon. You can't coach that right there. Watch this. Just watch 44 come inside out. That's a defensive tackle, 285 pounds. Watch him. Separate. Boom. You got him and Carter. Seriously, man.
They can do it all. They can clog the middle. They can cover screens. They can cover receivers in the flat, or running backs in the flat.
This is some kind of fake right here, and they're going to hit a crossing route to number 9.
QB. Good non-hit there.
I saw a Trayvon workout coach one day.
You just can't get caught inside when you have contained, though, can you? You saw him work out where here?
Yeah, at some point this summer.
Was he playing
And
basketball or what? Or just working?
some of
out?
that, yes, and a little bit of that, and talk about just unbelievable athleticism for
He's
someone
got it.
that size. He is
And Carter played tight end in high school, 88. Trayvon had some teams wanted to play basketball. They run the roll pick. There it is.
Touchdown, South Carolina.
There's another play that the old coach used to run for Mike Bobo. You remember that one too, Mike? It really pisses me off. Excuse me. This is a roll pick. Look at
Yep.
this.
81's singular purpose right there is to get in people's way.
What was the point spread again?
That's just really. Well, they get one more score. It's going to be. They're in it.
Some people are getting a little nervous.
They might go for 2. Georgia's going to have to score in it again because those guys. That was a basic 99.5-yard march.
Yep. Started on the first play.
Blocked extra point.
That's worth a little bit.
Carter. Good game.
Jalen, way to play hard, buddy.
Still doing work.
So 45-16 is the score, 9:27 left. I'm anticipating a quarterback change at this point.
So right here it's 45-16, and the line's 21 and a half. So they got 37 and a half, right?
Yeah.
So if they score, they got 43 and a half. They'd have to go for 2 to.
I did see, what was it? The over-under, I think, was right around 51. So
How much?
51. I think so we already beat that.
Yeah.
Brent Musburger would be talking about it if he were calling games on
All the guys in the desert.
the SEC network right now.
Brent Musburger, we are talking. We're live. I'll give you a good story on Keith Jackson. We were playing back then in Oklahoma. You know, they had these games where they had these wild cards. They just try to pick a game late in the season where, you know, people were contending, and it was a wild card week where there's nobody really contending, but we were the highest ranked team, and we were playing Kansas, and they were really bad. I'm talking about not 77-0 bad, but they were bad. And at the end of the game, we had this one kid on our team, Glenn Sullivan, who was a really good baseball player, but they didn't have enough baseball scholarships to give him one. So the baseball coach asked Switzer if he would give him a football scholarship and let him run the scout team, because we run the wishbone and he could throw, and then let him play baseball in the spring. So he's left-handed. And, you know, we let him hold for extra points and go on trips and everything. So our players said, hey, Coach, let's put him in there. Let's Sully, you know. So we're just kicking him bad there. We put Sully in, and it's third down. The ball's on the left hash mark. Remember, he's left-handed. Well, he rolled out to the right. Well, of course, we didn't have any plays unless we faked to the fullback. He rolled out to the right, and then he stood up, and then they pressured him, and he rolled over, went back into the left in the boundary and flipped it down there for a first down. And Keith Jackson said, well, Nelly, he said, look at that Oklahoma football team. They got their third team quarterback, and he threw that ball left-handed.
He probably hadn't seen much of that.
Hey, I mean, he thought that kid was such a good athlete that he could be at Oklahoma and throw it ambidextrous, throw it left-handed. But old Sully ended up being a heck of a coach in Tulsa and had a great record there. Just a tremendous player. A lot of good players right there. Hines Ward, Mike Bobo, Matt Stinchcomb in that hole there. I think that's right there at the Florida game. Although we might have had red jersey on. I don't remember what we had. But this is kind of play you need to have a good return.
Got it to the 33-yard line. It's going to be a drive starting at 9:20 here in the fourth quarter. Brent, here's a question I'll throw at you. A few people have asked. They've seen some of the mock drafts that have JT Daniels actually being a potential high draft pick. Any thoughts there?
A lot of thoughts, actually.
Number one, he's not a high draft pick right now, I'll tell you that.
The right now is the key. Now, could he go throw in a situation, you know, pro day kind of situation and look great and all that? Yes. But he's got to get healthy. The talent is there, yes. But just thinking about this for him, and this is just my own perspective looking at this. Obviously, I'm not him, nor do I have Broderick Jones in the game, by the way.
But you know, the thing about it, you think a pro team is going to take a flyer on a guy with a knee like that at this point unless he gets a body of work? I mean, and I'm all for JT, I'm for sure, but he's a long way from being a first-round draft choice. I've had 4 of them that played quarterback for me that were drafted in the first round, and boy, they searched in a lot of things, and boy, his knee's going to have to show a lot more agility in the pocket for them to take him on NFL and risk a first-round draft choice, don't you think?
100%.
I think that guy,
especially in a quarterback-heavy draft.
the guy that wrote that was using that for clicks, I think. He's trying to get people to read his column.
I could see a little bit of that.
Hey,
very much
come
so.
back here, keep going, use all these other players, and then develop. I mean, he's a year away, and then we'll see. But
And I mean, you look at a quarterback-heavy draft.
why is he in there right now? Only thing that can happen to him now is get hurt.
Broderick Jones at right tackle, by the way, Coach. I think that's his first snaps of the season.
Darnell Washington got beat there on that block, but good
Dayne
play
Edwards.
for Dayne Edwards.
I don't understand. Maybe Stetson's still hurt. I don't know. Maybe just going to run the clock out. I don't know.
Well, I would almost, I would love to see him just keep running your offense. But for Daniels, by the way, I think you can 100% take Hugh Freeze off that list, and Jeff Monken personally. But
Billy Napier.
Napier would be a great choice for them.
I tell you, Shane Beamer wants that job. That's obvious.
And
He wants any job.
and I think
I mean, when you're assistant coach, you go for him, man. But
somebody like
First down, Dayne
the guy that's at Wake Forest, he would be a good one, I think, for them. But from JT Daniels' perspective, go be Burrow. Go be Joe Burrow. Go be that guy who get your knee healthy all off season, come back and look at Darnell Washington, George Pickens, Jermaine Burton, Arian Smith, and just the absolute weapons that you're going to have on the outside, and come back and be the guy.
Plus Don Blaylock.
Blaylock, and put yourself in the top 10 consideration next year.
But you got Lawrence, you got Fields, you got that kid
Trey Lance, Wilson from BYU,
Yeah.
Trask. I mean,
Mac Jones. I'm just saying that Mac is he's gonna get drafted. It may be late.
I think he can come back one more year. I thought he was a
He can. But
redshirt junior.
Well, let's talk about some of these guys in the game here. We're talking about La La Land on that. That's a good question, but
I'm glad to see Broderick Jones get some time.
yeah, I mean, I think we got Webb in there.
Trey Blunt, I believe.
Still got Schaefer in there.
Yep.
Erickson. Got to use some clock here, get a score.
Been seeing a lot of two
We
tight
got
end with
Erickson at center.
Schaefer's
probably-
at right guard, it looks like. Webb's at left guard.
We got Truss at left tackle.
Which wasn't.
Guys got some quicks now, I'm going to tell you that.
Webb, has he played center at all?
What happened there?
I'm not sure. Both TVs went off in this room.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Let's
SEC
go with
first.
Steve Spurrier. We didn't want to see Steve Spurrier.
But Schaefer moving to right, Webb going to left guard. I think he's left-handed. So maybe that's why they make him left guard. But
3rd and 2, 5:08 left in the fourth, 5:07.
Broderick Jones to me is one of those guys, just looking at him and watching him move and watching the tape on him last year.
Big
Fascinating
time.
prospect.
Big time.
Good block from Darnell Washington to set that up.
It's a nice march here.
Especially,
got,
especially when when the other team knows that you're just basically running the ball here and
We
running the
got
clock.
Truss. Now we're bringing in, is that Van Pran?
63 is, I didn't see.
59, that's
59 is Jones.
I don't know if Ratledge made it. He's had some trouble with concussion, but we got 3 5-stars that haven't even played this year. Broderick Jones, Ringo, and Ratledge. There you got a
63.
good look. You got Van Pran in there.
Oh, he's got a hyphen too? I didn't know. Granger.
Oh, really?
Van Pran Granger is what it is.
Oh,
There's
there you go.
Washington.
Did not know that.
Washington at tight end.
Rosemy Jack Saint and
This
Van
guy's
Pran.
got-
Dan Brand just walked that dude 5 yards down the.
I tell you, 33, Edward got a little juke. Webb's a freshman. I mean, redshirt
freshman.
I think he might have hurt his shoulder there. I hope not. So these other 3 guys are looking. Who's going to go in there? They're going to put Hudson in?
Brother Hudson's a defender now.
Yeah, he's defensive
Well,
back
he
now.
knows the plays, huh?
Yeah, very true.
I bet they put
They
Kenny
were
Mack.
standing in line to go in there, those guys. Kirby likes this march, I know that.
There you go, Coach. Good call.
That's why you're a coach.
He's running like he'll never get it again. Attaboy.
I think you might be right on that one, Coach.
I was right on Hudson coming in the game, though.
Yes, you
Yeah, you
were.
Good for you. Maybe it's another guy, another number. Who is it?
That's him.
All right.
Get your carry.
Edwards coming back in.
Always be ready.
This is going to be a fun trip back to South Carolina, coming back on this bus.
Georgia 300 and this is not updated yet with the stats. I think it's 324 rushing yards.
These old guys are coming off the ball, aren't they, Brent?
Yes. I mean, you think about it, getting some run that they haven't gotten in an actual game. There's a lot of fire right there from those guys.
So it's very unlikely another pass will be thrown by Georgia. The final stat line, should it remain this way, JT Daniels, 10 of 16 for 139 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 interception.
Well, everybody's going to say, what's wrong with the passing game? I tell you, whatever we want to do next week, we can do it.
You average 7.5 yards a carry rushing. I think you'll...
We got to work on defending a woman kickoff, but you didn't catch that, did you, Brent?
I got you.
Dance with me. Ooh, baby, this guy's got some juice.
He's trying to get that first career touchdown that Pickens robbed him of.
Yes. So is this a kneel down situation?
If he doesn't score on this and makes a first down, I guarantee you Kirby will kneel down.
But if he can score here, he'll score.
I mean, if he makes the first down and doesn't score, they'll kneel down. Or he's not the kind of roommate that Bobo thought he was.
1:18 left in the game. JT Daniels.
Now, if he lets JT run a naked bootleg, he'll thank God. What a roommate. I hope they tackle him before he scores myself.
And they did.
At the one,
Right,
Coach.
no, we're not going to score right
Nope,
here. He's
no
gonna
score
hit
now.
Victory formation. Watch him. Then they'll go out and embrace at the half line there.
Hey, all the odds makers and anyone that had Georgia, they'll be happy with the result. Hey, South Carolina's got a lot of decisions to make here.
There you go. There you go, Kirby. Daniel's going to end up negative yards on the night.
He was already at negative 18 because of the sacks and the way that works.
All right, go Dogs.
All right, so Georgia
Dub.
gets a 45-16 victory, and we've recapped a lot of the stats. They had 332 rushing yards, 139 passing yards. Overall domination from Georgia.
Johnny Depp.
I think we can wrap this up, especially with it being a later night show. So
I know
Brent,
you
I'll
got-
give you some final thoughts, and then Coach, and then we'll get out of here.
Well, it was just a workmanlike performance. It showed a lot of athleticism with our running game. Our defense missed a few too many tackles, but boy, we have some athletes on that defensive front, and just outmanned this team. Good victory. Get that taste out of your mouth from last year. But there's Marshawn Lloyd hugging Coach Dell McGee, and Dell said, "Look, we got room for you up here at Dogs. You want to come on transfer?" He wouldn't say that, but remember Marshawn?
Yes,
Man,
that's
he's
right.
Good back, but there's a transfer looking to happen right there.
This is what you're supposed to do in this game. This is what many thought Georgia would do in this game last year. But it's, to me, this season now and the rest of this season, you talked about the possible bowl games. So you got three games. Keep evolving as an offense. Keep evolving. Keep mixing in like next week. The biggest thing for me is I'd love to see the Trey McKitty, Darnell Washington, specifically Washington, get a little bit of involvement in the passing game.
Yeah.
Keep evolving in that. Keep getting Arian Smith in there, and really just building to what could be a very dynamic offense next season.
Yeah, we didn't throw the ball to Jackson. Caught one pass on a screen. It's just hard to do everything. I mean, we got almost 500 yards, didn't we?
Yeah.
Or so.
And you dominated and you owned the line of scrimmage.
Just a couple missed tackles, some bad penalties there on special teams, but I give them an A going down there. It's a game you're supposed to win. You're 21.5-point favorite. You go down there. We look 50 times better tonight than we did last week to me. I thought we looked really good. I'm glad to see some of those younger guys get in. It's worth all that hard work, see them get in there. I mean, got to be excited about 33. I mean, our running backs are stacked up like club sandwiches.
Yep.
And that's without Kendall Milton, too.
Yep. Very true.
Yeah, Kendall will be back. But anyhow, we're going to close this out. I just want to say, sorry Roddy couldn't be here tonight, but Brent, as usual, fills in. He'll probably be coming in for me next week. I'll be out because I'm not going to be on anymore. And he's just too good. He got too much knowledge for me.
Nope. I don't have your memory, Coach.
But anyhow, we appreciate everybody tuning in, and for sure Athens Ford and but like this great commercials, great support, and nothing like a big W. And let's get 2 more. And let the chips fall where they may on the bowl game. I was counting on LSU giving Florida a pretty good game, but I don't know if they can now. Tennessee, you never know. Coach Pruitt's been waiting all year to spring an upset, but maybe they can get after those Gators next week. But anyhow,
you never know.
We'll hope you can join us Tuesday for our regular show, and Thursday we'll have our show back on that Dayne and Brent
around the league.
Go around the league with me, and we hope you'll keep in tune with the Rivals Network. We got a lot of stuff put out there on the game tonight, and then basketball opens up tomorrow. And I think the women play Georgia Tech sometime soon. It's amazing to me. We can play women's basketball against Georgia Tech, but we can't play men's basketball against them. What's the deal there, Dayne?
If I had those answers, Coach, I'd probably be telling a lot of people. I don't understand the rhyme or reason for a lot of that kind of stuff.
That's okay, but congratulations too to Mike Bobo. I mean, that team was vastly outmanned tonight, but they came in and did a heck of a job, I thought, competing with what they had. And that's not because he played for me or anything, but you got to give him credit. And you got to give credit. Kirby had his team ready to play, 50-14. Continue to dominate the East. This is the only team, along with Florida, that's beaten Kirby in the Eastern Division in the last 4 years. So let's keep it up. We got 2 more we got to play. Looks like Missouri's going to be a tough out over there.
Yep.
Probably be about 6 degrees out there in Columbia.
Yes.
I remember one time we played out in the bowl game in Holiday Bowl. And we got back, we flew back in there. It had been 75 degrees. We landed in Columbia at -8. Nobody could even start their car in the parking lot because they'd been there for over a week, So I don't think it'll be that bad, but it's going to be colder. I'm not going to say what it is, but it's going to be cold. But hey, it's good for everybody to be. I know Dayne's got a big birthday tomorrow. Whose is it?
That's my wife's birthday.
Yes.
Happy birthday. And appreciate everybody joining us. And say goodnight, Gracie.
Good night, Gracie. Plenty of coverage coming tonight on UGASports.com and podcast Tuesday, UGA Sports Live. Thanks for joining us. And, Coach, I'll let you say it since you just said it.
All right.